Hello, 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 hello. How you guys doing? How's it going, everybody? Here, just a little bit. Here, hey, I see Norma in the house. Maya's in the house. What's up? Decided to come on for a little bit to talk to you fine people. See what's going on. Do you guys know anything maybe that I don't know? Sounds like he got it good. Decided, I said, hey, let me come on here real quick. Chit chat. And then I'm not going to be on as long as I was before. Uh, Chicago on lockdown is, oh, wow. Yeah, I saw tanks. I think it was in Miami. They had tanks going down in Miami. Let me see if I can find that. Yeah, it's getting real out there. Let me see. All right. Let's see what's going on in this world. It's good to see you guys. I hope everybody is healthy and all of that. I feel very good. So hopefully that continues. Uh, you know, with God here, got me. I see Carlos is in here. What's up, Carlos? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just looking to see what we got here. All right. So, our numbers go up by the hours. Yeah, it's crazy now. You're at you Maya. You are in Atlanta, so you're at where the CDC is. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. I can only imagine there. Oh, hey Tori, how you doing, Tori? I'm trying to take a look and see if there's any information online that might be helpful to share with everybody. I don't necessarily see anything. So I'll keep looking. Yeah, it's crazy. Um, only thing I can say for people is to stay safe. The buzzword is social distancing. Yeah. Yeah, let's see what you got here. Okay, as of Wednesday, they are backed up 3 days with COVID-19 results. Yeah, not surprised about that. The numbers go up as these delayed results come in. Yeah. Does anybody know anybody who's been tested? That's an interesting, because I don't know anyone who's been tested, to be honest with you. I don't know anyone who's been tested. Sorry about that. Like I said, I feel really good. I think the key is to not panic. If you start feeling not good, don't think automatically you're sick. But of course, take care of yourself as best as you can. Let's see. I know this from having tested two of our employees. It hasn't come back yet. Uh oh. Let's see. Hey, Pat Murray, how you doing? I have a friend who was the other day. He waited 3 hours in his car. He could wait in the area to. Oh wow. Yeah. Yeah, I think the best thing to do at this point is just try to take care of ourselves as best as we can. You know, whether it's just eating right, herbal stuff, take your vitamins or whatever it is that you do to feel better, you know, and make sure that you have stuff to take care of yourself if you do get sick. But this is also flu season too, so some people are might just catch a regular run of the mill flu as well. So we don't know. I see Janet here. So some people just get sick this time of year anyway, and then maybe because of the panic, they start thinking they have something. What's up, Ryan? So you gotta you just gotta take care of yourself. Make sure that you're good. You know, yeah. But I don't know, man. It's gonna get crazy out there in the streets. I mean, it kind of seems like it subsided a little bit out here, and then now, yeah. Let's see. He have been documenting his journey with symptoms each day. He denied for a whole week before they told him to come in, and also it's a very scary experience. Oh man, yes, yes, it is, man. Yeah, I'm in Los Angeles. Yeah, it is shut down for the most part. No, I haven't watched Self Made yet on Netflix. I do want to see it though. I'm going to definitely see that. Let's see. I tried to get flour today, couldn't do it. Oh man, we got tons of flour here. I got a bunch of paper towels today. What I'm trying to do is, especially elderly people who need stuff. If I can pick up stuff that they may not have, I try to get it out to them. It's been sad and rough because of healthcare professionals. Sometimes it's difficult to tell the difference between allergies or possible COVID-19 or COVID. Yeah, I can imagine, man. I can definitely imagine how that might be. Um, yeah, it's crazy though. Yeah. Jen is supposed to be joining me in a minute. So, you know, um, anybody else who wants to join in, let me know and I'll give you the link and you can come on as well. But yeah, it's crazy. And there's still people who are not really taking it serious too. Like I know some people who are just like they still are just like oh man, y'all are crazy. Y'all believe this? You know, they're like, oh, it's the government and all of that. I'm like, yeah, it's the government. So, but and then also, if you sneeze or cough, people automatically think there's something wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? So, like, sometimes you just sneeze or, just a slight little cough. And then people just like look at you like, oh my God. You might need to, but I
What?
wouldn't panic.
Oh, I
Panic.
can't hear you.
What's up, Ryan?
Hold on 1 second here. Can you talk again?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I
I
can't.
got
Oh,
you.
wait. I'm sorry. It's on mute. Hold on a second.
I got you. I got you. Can you hear me
That's
now?
my fault. There we go. For me. All right.
What's
Yeah.
up?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Well,
I
that's
feel
good.
like I feel really good.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to keep positive as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, I got a basketball today because I have a hoop. And so I'm gonna be working on my jump shot, get my jump shot back together.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
That's
because
what's up.
like I used to play every day, and I hadn't really played in a while. So I want to get back so I can start giving people the business on the court. So man,
Doing all that while quarantined.
heck yeah, man. I'm gonna get my game back.
Did you try the CMOS yet?
No, we're doing it today. So, but
That's what's up.
I got I couldn't get the other herbs because everything was closed down.
Yeah,
So, but I got the water and stuff. So we're doing that today. I was hoping to get some more of the herbs for the cocktail, but we'll do the sea moss and I'll get my hands on it. There's actually an herb specialist on this block that uh, a friend of mine who actually knows this person. So I'm gonna try to see what they got too. I'm trying to see if I can get to them. But
yeah, no, that's right.
yeah, so yeah. But I'm excited though about it. And we're just
Yeah,
it's good here.
there's some. I was fasting. Well, not necessarily fasting. It was just because of circumstances, and like I only had Dr. Sebi like food today. I don't want to tell your users; it's too much information. But I did pass today, like parasites, and
Mm,
yeah, there was like I'd never seen that in my life. Like these white stringy things that
yeah.
was floating on the bowl. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I but
Mhm.
wanted to tell everybody because I was so excited because that's when you know it's working. Because when you start alkalining your body and and you start passing any parasites, any excess mucus and all that stuff, it goes into the bowl. So um
Mm.
it was actually pretty interesting. And I have asthma, and for the last 3 days, my asthma hasn't been acting up. Every time I take the herbs, like so I just threw the cocktail together, and I think that because I'm not in full control of my supply, like I want to get more serious into it, but for now it does work. I think it's like it's I don't know how to explain it. It's just like you see people and everyone's all going crazy. I get messages all day long. People sending me like, "We're gonna die. We're all gonna get it." And it's a mild virus. It's just like having like it's more deadly, obviously, because it hits your lungs. But everybody's freaking the hell out. I'm like, man, you need to chill f out and educate yourself about this process because yeah, we're championing all this health stuff, or we're championing, oh, we need a vaccine, but how many people are even going to get a chance to get to the hospital? A lot of
Right.
people don't even get a chance to the hospital, so it's crazy.
Yeah, it's real
But
fun.
anyways, enough about her herbs. But I just want to just mention that cocktail is pretty powerful.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, yeah. It's. I don't know. I think people also. I mean, and it's good preventative as well.
Hmm.
So, and it helps get your body to where, if God forbid, you can have a better chance of fighting it off. So,
Yeah, that's right.
so I see we got a bunch of people in the chat room. I see. Let's see, who do I see? I see Patricia Murray. I see Sandra Roney, who we know her as Ebony Empress. Maya. I see D. I see. I feel like Romper Room. I don't know if you remember that show back in the day. Leland Bess is in there. Carlos was here. I know.
Leland.
Janet is here as well. Patricia A. Murray, Donald Bryant. Uh, I see people are coming in. Tori is in as well. So uh, one thing that is making a comeback is, believe it or not, is the drive-in theater. Like drive-in theaters are like booming right now, and it
That's what's up.
makes a lot of sense, right? I mean, when I was a kid, drive-ins was the thing. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And so that's pretty cool. Like, uh, who knows? Maybe at some point, just to mix stuff up, I might do that.
Hmm. Totally.
Is go to a drive-in.
But how would you hear the sound? Would it have to? Because I remember back in the days, the drive-in. Um, I
Mhm.
remember back in the days, like you'd go to the drive-in and you'd have to plug something into your car so you could hear the sound through your car. Do they still do that?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I really don't even know. Like the only person I know who goes to drive-ins regularly is Olaf. Olaf go to drive-ins all the time. So um I don't I mean, I haven't been to one probably since I was a kid.
Yeah.
So it's his name. Durham's drive-in went out of business a decade ago. Shoot, yeah, I know. I bet they wish they were open right now because they're making. I think they said they're uh 6 times like the money. So yeah, FM station. Oh, huh, interesting. So okay, so you turn to your FM station, and then that's how.
That's how you. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, they tell you what station to turn into. That's interesting. Okay, I didn't know that one. You tune to a special frequency on your car's FM dial. All right. Oh, here goes Donald. Welcome back, Donald.
What's going on, Donald?
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I think that that might be something fun to do. I'm trying to think of like things that you could do because at some point you're gonna get tired of being in your house, I guess, or some of us.
Hmm.
I have a in my front yard I can like I said shoot hoops. Um, that'll be fun. I wish I had a ping pong table. I gotta pick up a ping pong table because
Ping pong.
I loved ping pong. Like I used to play it like all the time, and I haven't had one in a while. I had a ping pong table a long time ago. I had to
Mm.
give it up when I moved. So actually, you know what? About to pull up. We're gonna do some Amazon shopping.
Oh snap!
I'm about to see. Let me see. Oops, sorry. All right, let's see. What is a ping pong table going for? Is it worth it? Okay, $219. That one looks all right. I just need a serviceable one. I don't need a balling ping pong table. Let me see. I'm gonna go. Uh, yeah, I just need me like a, uh, a nice ping pong table. Or if somebody want to get rid of their ping pong table, and they live in the LA area, let me know. Let's see. Wait, let's see. What does it say? Local churches. They have drive-by nativity scenes. Huh. Interesting. Okay, so Ping pong. It's like we're gonna have to. Where else would have a ping pong table? Like what, Walmart, I guess.
Yeah, Walmart.
Yeah, let's try Walmart. Let's see what Walmart ping pong table. Let's see what they table tennis. So excuse me. Uh, see, I that one I could do. Oh look, this one is like $61. But let's see though, is that one worth it though? That looks small as hell. Is that even a real like the right size official? Okay, here we go. This is official. $178. That's not bad. All right. So then, is it at my local one? All right. Let's see.
$178.
That's not bad. Oh, they got one at. Oh no, they don't have it there. Oh, you got to order it and have it sent there. That's whack.
Yeah.
That is whack. I want it right now. I don't want to
Patricia's
wait.
like, do you have the room though?
Oh yeah, I got room for a ping pong table.
He's got the room, ladies.
I do. I got room. Self-made documentary. Watch it live. That's a mini table. This one's a mini table. Like I want a legit one though. I don't want to. If I get one, it says official size, but I don't know what official size is. I guess it's one of those things you'll know it when you see it. Oh, Dolores is in the house. What's up, Dolores? Um, I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so there's basketball hoop, ping pong table. Um, there's games, right? Now, obviously, there's video games, but there's card games. Are you a card game guy?
Uh, I no.
No.
Well, not that. Not like I don't know. I don't remember card games. I play them, but I don't remember them. I don't remember the rules.
I'm gonna tell you, my favorite board game is Sorry. I love Sorry. I have a Sorry. I have Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I remember. Sorry.
Sorry that I mean we play. Look in my family, we play Sorry like hardcore. Like it's like we take it very serious. We don't play around with Sorry. Like
Yeah.
Sorry is like a serious game. It's serious business in the family. It's Sorry. So it's like you think shooting dice? No, it's Sorry. So let's see what else. Oh, this is a game that people be trying to get me to play. Are you aware with this one called Phase 10? We have it, but I've never played it. Like they be playing it, but they say it's a lot of fun. I guess I got to learn how to play this game. It looks like
Mhm.
they're having fun playing it. Does anybody know about Phase 10? If you know about Phase 10, press 1 in the chat. I have a deck, so I guess I just got to learn how to play it. But I think it's
Mm.
something really easy to learn how to play. What's up, Delilah?
Phase 10.
Yeah, Phase 10.
You know
Uh,
what game I?
mhm.
You know what game that I'm starting to like? What's that? Uno.
Oh yeah, I got a Uno. I got Uno set too. I haven't played Uno in forever though, but let's see. Hey, how you doing? Now I got Monopoly as well. Oh yeah, yeah, we live up in here. I'm gonna be trying to go next week for sure. I'm gonna be going live 5 straight days. So for sure. Who knows? If I go live tomorrow, then I guess it'll be 7 straight days. Phase 15. Let's see. My siblings and I play. We love it. Okay, so this one is good too. Uh, the one I have is called. They call it Jumbo Tower, but it's basically Jenga.
Mm.
Jenga. That's a lot of fun. Y'all play Jenga? That's a
J-
fun.
Jenga.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Like
put the blocks in the middle, and then you put it on top.
hell yeah, that is. Oh yeah, I got a guitar. I'm playing. I'm learning how to play. So I'm not gonna come online though, because y'all are cold blooded. Like y'all not gonna let me get great. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I can't be like, okay, I suck at first and then get better. Like I gotta if I'm gonna be online, I gotta be like Jimi Hendrix or I'm gonna get it. Uh yeah, I like how you say Jenga. Uh yeah, Jenga, yeah. I don't know, mine says Jumbo Tower on mine, but it's Jenga basically. Um Oh, I discovered this game. Let's see if I can get it on here. It's called My Block. Have you heard of this game called My Block?
Mm-mm.
It's like an app game. My
Is it where you blow up other people's block?
No, no, no. It's not even that. It's I'll show you some gameplay footage. This game. I freaking love this game. Jenga. I love this game. This game is so fun. I play it on my iPad.
Mm-hmm.
Like I played it. I was at 100%. I played it so long that it was like 0%. This game is fun, man. Wait, what's up with my internet, man? I wonder if they're doing something to the internet. Is y'all internet slow? Because it seems
No.
like my internet is not at peak capacity since this stuff has been hopping off. So I don't know. Maybe more people are on there. Uh, are more people on it? Why? What is up with this? Like, let's see.
Yeah, I think it's more people on it. Maybe you have a shared internet connection.
I guess. Let me see. Let me switch to this video. Maybe it's just that video. Okay, this game. Yeah, this game. Have y'all seen this game? Yeah,
Which
bandwidth is going to be a thing now. I think that's what it is. Are y'all familiar with this game? What are they going to play the game? What is going on here? Let me. Like my internet was like fast as hell. All right, here we go. So dang, or is it maybe? How do you? Maybe it's the quality is too high or something. I don't know. How do you change the quality? It used to be where can you still do that on YouTube? Oh, here it is.
which
Here it is. No, the quality is low. The quality isn't even high. All right, here we go. No, or maybe they just don't want you to see how great this game is. Oh, okay. So it's not just me. So in the U.S., it's like everybody's stuff is going down.
oh crazy.
Yeah. Okay. I thought so. See, this is when you kind of want to be in Canada, right?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
All right. So let's see if I can find
This
maybe it was
Canada.
video. I don't know. My Block. So does anybody know about this game, My Block?
Mm-mm.
If it'd be nice to be able to show you. Let's see, what's the quality for this video? It's only 240. We refresh. It starts and then it just says thank you. Or is it maybe because I'm streaming? I don't know. Oh boy. Let me see
Did
if I can find. I think I might. Let's see if they have the game on my computer.
I can learn to understand you much better if I can get familiar with the way you talk. I need your permission to help.
Maybe later. Wow, she was just like, you saw that? She was just like, hey, I never use that, by the way. Uh, let's see, games. Uh oh. You know, a game I love, and this is like the kids love this game, is Plants vs Zombies. I haven't played it in a while. I used to be addicted to that.
Plants versus Zombies. Yeah,
Yeah, you never played that?
I haven't played that game. No.
Oh man, that game is fun. Anybody out there play Plants vs Zombies? Let's see. My
Your
block.
life is more exciting than mine because like I never get a chance to play games.
Oh man, I mean, it's a time waster. You know what I mean? It's one of those
Mm.
time waster games. Where you just like, all right, is it gonna show? What the hell? Oh, wait a minute, the video's working, y'all. Let's see. See. All
There
right, so
you.
I'm gonna zoom in so you can see it.
So what is this?
So like it's kind of like Tetris a little bit. It has like a Tetris feel to it. Here, let me go full screen. It has like a Tetris feel to it. And you basically, you put these blocks up there, and you see how you got to get the 4 stars. And
Mm-hmm.
when you make a lines up and down, or you make it across, it explodes, and then see.
Yeah.
And that I'm telling you, this game is so much fun. Y'all definitely gotta check this out. Yeah, like I mean, I'm like addicted to. I'm on level. I forgot. Like I'm really high up.
Oh, downloading right now.
Yeah, see, there you go. But yeah, so y'all check this out. It's called My Block. It's free on on Amazon or what is it? Android. I'm sorry. That's a fun game. Just something if you want to kill some time. Okay, now this is my game right here, y'all. This is my game right here. And let's see if I can we kind of were talking about, like, I'm a big as you know, I'm a big um sorry. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And sorry comes from an old game called Ludo. And so you never see sorry games. But Ludo, this is the actual. You know what? I guess I gotta let it build up before I can show the video. This is ridiculous. But so Ludo, that is fun as heck. It's basically sorry without the cards and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But that's fun. Now these are not like hardcore video games. These are like you want to kill some time at the dentist office type games.
Yeah. Yeah.
In
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
case,
Yeah.
you want to just you know play something on your phone or something just to pass some time. Those games are pretty fun. Ludo, once Ludo pops up. Oh, they had this one game. I haven't played it, but it looks fun as hell. It's like called Fishdom or something. Fishdom. I think it's called Fishdom. Yeah. This game. This game. I haven't played it yet, but this looks fun as heck.
Oh yeah, that looks cool.
Yeah. Okay. If I can get this to play. Uh, oh, come on. Oh, this
How
ain't.
many people? And you're playing that right now, or oh that no, that's a
Oh, that's
YouTube.
YouTube. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna let it build up so that they can do it. But yeah, those are like some fun stuff to do.
Mhm.
Now, what's that game where you could play it on Facebook with like your friends, where they'll play some music and y'all gotta guess faster? Um, I can't remember that game. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll play the song and then
Mhm.
got a beat to it. I love that game too because I'm like a big music person. So
I
like,
wonder, and it's on Facebook.
yeah, it's like a Facebook game where anybody in the chat room, please put in the chat room. The one where you can where they'll play like a snippet of a song, and then you got to get it faster, and you go through like maybe 8 songs or something to that effect, and then it's whoever gets to it faster like kind of wins that round.
Mm.
So I used to play it like all the time. Mafune's in the house. Let's see if this game is here. We go. This game, yeah, look at that. Ah, you kidding me? Here, well then I'll pull up Ludo while this is see. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It must be that I'm streaming. It must be that I'm because I'm streaming because before I was watching YouTube videos and it was fine. So it might I don't know. Maybe it's the bandwidth, like they were saying, more people are actually on. So I don't know, or maybe I have too many windows open. Maybe let me shut out some of these windows. Uh oh. Oh, I just realized something too. Oh, you know what? I was downloading something. Maybe that was what it was. Let me stop that pause. I bet you that was it. Watch. Let's try it now. I forgot all about that thing. And no, it wasn't anything adult. I think it's gonna work now. Watch. Oh, let me close some of these windows. This can go too. This can go. Let me. This can go. This can go. I already got that. I probably just had too much stuff open. All right, let's try it now. It's still like, nope, that wasn't it.
That sucks.
That's funny. It must be because I'm online, I guess, because like I said, videos don't. I don't have.
Do you have any like? What's your task manager look like right now?
You know what? Let me see. That's a good question.
Okay.
What am I doing? Okay. There we go. This game, yeah, this looks fun. I haven't played it yet, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, you let them go through.
Yeah, I tried one of those games before, but I got bored because I mean, it looked harder than it was. Not harder, but you thought that it was going to be more complex that you'd have to. But maybe I'm just too smart for it.
Yeah, like these games.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that. See, you got a shark coming. But,
yeah, because yeah, I like games that are like that, but a little bit more challenging.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like to me, like this is like I said, a time waster type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily, like earlier we were playing one of the Gears of Wars earlier,
Mm-hmm.
and I finished. Wait, did I finish that one before? I can't remember if that's one of the ones I finished, but playing some old games. It's kind of like I work on stuff. I write, do a little scavenge hunting. I'll and then watch a movie. Like I watched a movie called The Foreigner today with Jackie Chan, and it was like a serious Jackie Chan movie. It was really good. I hadn't seen that one. That was a good movie. I don't know if y'all seen The Foreigner with Jackie Chan. It's really good. Jackie Chan, 60 years old, kicking ass, man.
Hmm.
Jackie Chan was pretty badass in it. You know, I mean, like, doing the stuff that he be doing, it's like it's ridiculous. So, but yeah, it was a good one. And I started watching this movie called Turbulence, which I had seen back in the day. I got like halfway through it. I'll finish it later. It's a '90s movie, so trying to get in some movies as well.
Hmm.
Listen to some music, play some music. You know, um, you know,
Hmm.
that's it. I went to
We need to do a
Target.
sub.
I went to Target, got the basketball, and I got a pump too, just in case. And I had a ball, but it was flat, so I have, I said, shit, I'll have two balls now. you know, I didn't even when that came out of my mouth, I was like, the minute it came out, I was like, oh shit. but
Yeah.
and so I wish I had like I don't know like I wish I had I was gonna get some exercise equipment. I wish I had went on and did that now because that'd be great.
Hmm.
But then I was like, no, I'm gonna make myself go to the gym. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But they have people on there saying like showing how you can work out and not have that stuff. But like I think you could have like two phone books or something, you know, and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of stuff you could do without weights and stuff, and majority of weight loss is with your diet.
Right, but I still want to because I had kind of had a groove going, so
Hmm.
you know, but got the needle for basketball. They are hard to come by. I did. I got it at Target. So um, all I got to do is pull my car out of the driveway and get it popping. And you know what? I'm gonna do a video of that. I'm gonna show you how wet my jump shot is. So you know what I mean.
Hmm.
So my friend, he's a tennis teacher. So I can't mess with him on the tennis because he's obviously that's his thing. But basketball, so just like you would destroy me in tennis, I would destroy you in basketball. So I can't. I can't wait.
I'm not that good at basketball. I had asthma.
And
Nobody.
and I got you in the paint. You not stopping me on the paint. So that's what So, but I got the ball. So, but it's funny though. There was this girl back in the day that I kind of had a thing for, and I was always like hitting on her and stuff. So then she was like, I was trying to go out with her. So then she was like, if you want to go out with me, you have to go out with me. You have to play tennis with me. And I'm like, okay, sure, bet. Because I'm playing ball every day. I
Hmm.
play football. I'm thinking like, I got this tennis, right? So don't forget to play the Harlem Globetrotters thing. Hilarious. So I'm like, so we go out on the tennis court, right? And
Hmm.
she's all like, you know, uh, she'll go easy on me, or she said some shit like that. And I'm like, don't say that, right? I had never played
Hmm.
before, so, but I'm thinking, all I got to do is just play, right?
Hmm.
Man, she was like, you could serve first. First of all, I couldn't get it. I wasn't getting it on the line. Like I didn't really know like where you place it. You're supposed to start out. So so she's like out. I'm like, how's that out? It's like it's out. I kept faulting. So then so finally I started I remember I got it in and she returned it. And she returned that thing so fast. I was like, that thing zipped by me. And I was like, oh. So I couldn't return her serve, right? And I remember I finally returned her serve. I was so happy, but then of course she zipped it through my legs back. I was like, yeah,
That's too funny.
yeah, it was. So I don't know. I'm gonna take up golf though. That.
Golf is good. Golf is good for business. But hey, I got to bounce. I have something coming up in a half an hour here, so I will talk to you guys later. Peace out. I might be back.
All right now, peace.
Peace. Okay, hold on 1 second.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to play the Harlem Globetrotters.
Now it won't let me click out.
All
Like,
right,
like
all right. How's everybody doing? I will definitely play the Harlem Globetrotters music while I am besting my friend. And I'm gonna do it where y'all can see it. So I don't know. How has it been in y'all's neighborhood? Like, what's it like out there? I mean, has anybody? Are there people that need anything? Is anybody that need toilet paper, hand sanitizer, or whatever it is that you might be lacking? Or possibly some sort of food. Um, you know, just living. Okay. What about medicines? All you guys got all your medicines and stuff? What about medicines? Panic shopping? Yeah, people are doing a whole lot of that. Let's see. Ghost Town, I'm only seeing a few neighbors out daily, and that's because they are mostly little old ladies. Oh, okay. Make sure you all have at least 90 days of medications on hand yourself. Oh wow. All right, let me see what we got here. And no, that cough wasn't coronavirus, in case somebody wants to know. You want some beef ribs? Beef ribs. I heard that. The beef ribs. Um, do you guys have Walgreens in your neighborhood? All right, Leland. Do y'all mess with Walgreens? Why is it when your fridge is full, it's not what you want? Yeah. Yeah, that's too much. Yeah. I like Walgreens. Walgreens is pretty cool. We used to have one around the corner, but that went out of business or got bought out or something like that. Um, Walgreens is pretty cool. CVS is dope. Um, CVS is actually they actually have some stuff that you can get that maybe you can't somewhere else. So check out your local CVS's. Walgreens bought Rite Aid. That's right. What's up, Olaf? Olaf is in the house. Um, Olaf, actually, hop on, Olaf. I want to ask you a question. CVS is cool. Um, they used to have Rexall drugs, but I don't think that's around anymore for sure. Um, and then I don't know, like, so most of the fast food joints are still open. I wish we had Popeyes on my side of the town, uh, so I could have ready access to red beans and rice. Hilarious. Um, that's the only thing really I would get from Popeyes is the red beans and rice. Their apple pie is pretty good though. Actually, Popeye's apple pie is way better than McDonald's by far. It's not even close. What's up, Olaf? I gotta ask you a question, Olaf. So here's the link. Hop in, Olaf. I have a question that we were trying to figure out. Reclining surfing. Uh-oh. Well, y'all about to hear an echo. Question. There we go. Here we go. Oh Lord.
I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
Now we were talking about this earlier that drive-ins are making a comeback.
Oh yeah, they're starting to be. I think I've noticed over the last couple of years, people have tried. They've actually opened drive-ins again. I'm lucky, in other words, in the area I am in. It's like the drive-in that's near me has been open since 1950, 50 or 55. I mean, it's been open for since the 50s, and it's still open.
Well, due to the coronavirus, it's really taking an upswing because of you can't go to a movie theater. So now
Right.
all the actually, you know what? Let me take a look at let's see what drive-ins.
See, at one time, 30 years ago, there was probably 4,000 drive-ins,
Mhm.
and 5 years ago there was 400. I don't know where the numbers are at now, but in other words, it dropped, drastically. And that's like, so I think there was about 5 years ago, it was maybe 400 still active drive-ins.
Hmm. Let me see what drive-in theaters in Los Angeles.
I mean, there was ones that used to be around here, like over in Kentucky, and they tried to reopen them, and they didn't take off. And right now, they probably if they wanted to reopen them now, they probably could, because of the social distancing and everything. So it would probably, but see, drive-in won't actually open until next month. Or as far as drive-in season, it won't actually open until next month.
What's up, Sam? Uh, yeah, they need to open it up right now because they're missing all this business, right?
Yeah.
They need to get it open right now, for real. Let's see website.
Well, they were just a couple of weeks ago. They put out the we're hiring for this season. So he was actually looking for help a couple of weeks ago.
Let's see what's playing if I want to go see a movie. Oh wait, are they gonna have A Quiet Place too? I don't think so because didn't they push that movie back?
I think so.
Let's see what's playing now. Onward.
That's a Disney movie. Yeah.
Let's see what.
Is this a drive-in around you, or is it a regular theater?
Yeah, no, it's a drive-in. What's it by order and the city? Oh, they've suspended. Oh, they shut this one down.
Well, because you would have more than 30 people in the area, even though everybody,
Oh,
even though everybody would be in their car. Whenever you went to get, unless they started doing like car hop, in other words, brought you your snacks and stuff, or allowed you to bring in your own snacks and stuff, you would have to go to the snack bar to get stuff. So you're going to wind up with people standing in line next to each other. In your cars, you would kind of have that, a little bit of social distancing and keeping it in your cars, but to get out to go to the restroom, or to go to the concession stand, you're going to wind up with people standing on top of each other again.
oh, well, I guess. I guess, yeah.
And I guess one of the things, like with grocery stores and stuff, it's kind of hard to say, okay, we're closing, you can't get groceries. But now, like Kroger's, it's like Kroger's and some of the other supermarkets here. What they've done is they have basically a car side. In other words, you order your groceries, it tells you to come in, you place your pickup between like 5 and 5:15, and then you go to to one end of the building, text them or call them that say, hey, I'm here, and then they bring your groceries out, load them in your car, and off you go. So you do your grocery shopping online and put it in a shopping cart, pay for it. When you go to the store, they just roll it out to your car and put it in the back. And I mean, that's not anything new. It's been around for a little bit, and I think Walmart started doing it, and some of the other it's like there's JC's, they do that. It's like you just pull up and they bring it out, put it in your car, and you don't have to go in and fight everything.
Oh man, I guess I was thinking like, oh, that's cool. That as an option, drive in. But then now, yeah, after you said that, it makes sense. And plus, they want people indoors anyway. So
Yeah,
that's
well, there's so much misinformation and everything about this whole thing, and people aren't taking it seriously. In other words, there's like everybody thinks that it's like just kind of like a cold, but this virus is actually worse than like the flu. I have a
Mhm.
friend of mine I talked to yesterday. Her 18-year-old grandson has it,
Mm.
and of course he's going to recover, but they're saying that there is a good chance there's going to be 20 to 30% lung damage, and this is an 18-year-old kid. So that's why this virus is so just got everybody standing on their head, screaming, you need to do this, because you take people that already have a respiratory issue, or somebody who's 70, 80, 90 years old. Their immune system isn't as strong, and if a 18-year-old kid is going to possibly lose a
And-
really good chance that he's going to lose 20% of his lung function.
oh Jesus, I didn't even
you know
think about that part of it.
you know you get a 90-year-old, or a 70-year-old that loses 20% of the lung function. That ain't good.
Lord Jesus, yeah.
So, and part of it too is like nobody's taking it seriously because, oh well, there's only been a half a dozen cases, or there's too many. You really don't know who to believe, because you'll see one source that says that there's only been 1,000 cases in the whole United States. And then you'll see some other source that says there's been 5,000. And then like in your area, you start trying, somebody will say, oh well, fifth we have our fifth confirmed case in the area that you're in, but you don't know how many people, because evidently you can have the symptoms for a week or two and not even know it before it ever shows up. So that means that if you interact with 10 people during the day, you possibly have infected 10, or you've passed the virus on to 10 other people. Those 10 people interact with 10 people in that same day. So you can see where the math starts getting, and it may be a week or two or three. And what the big thing is that there is only so many hospital beds in the United States. And if you don't kind of like do something to kind of slow this thing down, you're literally going to run out of hospital beds and staff.
Yeah.
It's a scary thing when you start really looking at it, and I've been watching and listening and checking for like 2 weeks, and listening to different ones and trying to find what I think is a reputable source. And that's when I kind of had that aha moment. Oh, just no, that's like, I guess about Wednesday, I kind of had that aha moment, because I caught something somewhere. It's like caught it, and they were talking about it, and they were showing this curve, this line. It's like, okay, here's how many hospital beds we have in the U.S. And if you wind up, and this is the possibility of infection, and you could quite literally run out of beds. And then it gets to be like it was, like they unfortunately wound up in. It's like, if the sources are correct, in Italy, it was like, okay, the doctors and nurses are like going, okay, this guy's like 80 years old, and we don't have a bed for him, kind of like, sorry, we can't do anything for you. They have to start picking and choosing who they're going to take care of. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. I've not found anything to back that up, and as far as being fact that they actually are to the point where they're like, yeah, sorry, the elderly are not going to survive because we need to, they've got 5 years left, and here's somebody that's got 30 years left, so they get the medicine and the elderly person doesn't. Like I said, have not heard or seen anything to completely, to totally verify that as fact, but it kind of makes sense, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, we got to do our best to try to, stay safe and try to, social distancing and all of that good stuff. Oh my God. So, all right. So,
one other quick little thing, like I said, because I've shared it a few times on my page. You've got these truck drivers out here that are going, they're running crazy trying to, deliver, taking product to stores and stuff like that. Well, the problem is all these restaurants are shutting down, and it's carry out or delivery. You're rolling down the highway in a semi, you pull into McDonald's, they don't allow you to walk up to the drive-through window.
right.
So you got these truck drivers out here that can't stop and get a sandwich because there's no way for them to do that unless somebody sees them and sitting in the parking lot and says, "Hey, let me go through the drive-through for you," or something like that. And I did see where a Burger King somewhere, the manager told all the employees, if you see a truck anywhere near the store, it's pulled over and stopped. If you see a truck, you take them a sandwich and you take them something to eat and drink, and just give it to them, because they can't, they don't have any place to stop and eat, and they can't do anything. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. This is all really great information. And like I said, it's going to get worse and worse. So you just got to stay vigilant. So, okay. So I don't want this to be like a sad or gloomy type thing. So, but of course we're going to share information, and I want to give a shout out to Boogie is in the chat room. What's up, Boogie? And I see Chris Gray in there. I haven't talked to Chris Gray in like forever. So how you doing, Chris?
Gray.
Yeah.
Hi, buddy.
Yeah, it's been a minute. And
it's like Shirley dropped in the other night, last night. The other night in the thing, I was like, wow. Somebody hadn't heard him.
I know I haven't talked to Shirley in forever. So I don't want this to be a sad thing. Yeah, we're doing fine. So, God bless. So one thing is it's like, how are we passing the time? Is I want to kind of talk about. Earlier I was talking about different games that we were playing. And I'll kind of go over it again. I got board games. I have Monopoly. Sorry. I have a card game called Phase 10, which I haven't yet played yet, but everybody swears it's like the greatest thing ever. Uno deck, a deck of cards, dominoes, Jenga. Let's see. Anything else I'm leaving out? I think that's pretty much what I have. Of course, I got video games. I have a basketball hoop in my driveway that I must, be playing. He had to retire my podcasting for now. Yeah. Oh, Bobby's in here too. What's up, Bobby? So those are ways that you could pass the time. Of course, there's movies. Netflix. I don't know about you. You got Netflix, right?
Yeah. Well, I have access to it.
Yeah. Netflix is kind of weak right now. Like, there's not a whole lot on Netflix I want to see. Like, there's a movie called Self-Made. I want to see that, about Madam C.J. Walker. But aside from that, I don't know, man. Y'all gonna have to help me out. what is there to watch on Netflix for real though? I'm thinking about alternate carbon because Jen, who just popped in, that's so funny. I was just talking about alternate carbon. I'm thinking about looking at
Mm.
alternate carbon. Of course, we're doing Witcher together. But besides that, Netflix is. I'm going through Netflix to watch a movie. It's a lot of crap. Like I don't know, man. There's not a whole lot to look at on
Well,
Netflix. I mean, there's a lot to look at, but I'm talking about not much that I want to see.
I don't. I think I have. Of course, I've got Amazon. I said I have Amazon Prime, so I get that, and that gets me to IMDb TV, which you can watch the movies and for free if you get if you have ads in them, but it's not too bad. And then I opted for I have Amazon Prime, and then I have Stars, and then I have I wasn't going to do it, but I opted for Disney. It's like Disney streaming channel because they're on. When Disney opened up their streaming, they took all their stuff off of everywhere else where I used to be able to watch some of the stuff. And there's there's some movies that I like to watch, and I've watched them several times that they were on went onto the Disney platform, and I'm like, okay, I can either buy the movie for like if I have to buy these 2 or 3 movies that I like to watch, occasionally, it's going to cost me, so much, and I like looked at what Disney would cost for a year, and I'm like, I can get a year and a half at Disney for what it would cost me to buy 3 movies. So then I've got the whole thing. So that's the only reason I got Disney is because it just worked out to be a better deal just to it's like get their service instead of buying the movies.
Mm-hmm.
And
Hey,
then,
Jen. By the way, Jen,
Hey, how's it going?
pretty good. But okay, those are great. But some people just have Netflix, and I
right.
You
specifically.
gotta hunt. You gotta hunt on Netflix, and you need somebody to guide you. That's the thing, because some of the stuff that's on Netflix is really watchable, but how would you ever know if it was watchable if somebody didn't tell you? Because it's undiscovered stuff. It's not stuff that has a lot of critical accolades. It's not a lot of stuff that people have heard of before. But I just watched a movie. It was dubbed, but it was awesome. Called Platform, and I never would have picked that up as something to watch unless somebody had given me a recommendation. And I watched it, and it's amazing. It was actually an amazing story, absolutely positive, and I never would have picked it up if somebody hadn't told me, because I would have passed right by it and said, I don't know, it's boring, whatever.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna pull up Netflix, and because Netflix for a lot of us, Netflix is kind of like the place to go, right? Let me pull up Netflix.
Well, I
I mean,
even
I
have
did see a
access
movie. Go
to
ahead.
Hulu. I've got access to Hulu also, and it's kind of like, not much. This not a whole lot out there.
Now, see, I actually disagree with that. I think that Hulu is one of the best places to go if you're going to watch a series that you missed on TV, or that you meant to watch. And, as long as you're okay with a couple commercials here and there, and honestly, there's a lot less than there is on network TV, you can go through a lot. And some people out
Yeah.
there, our viewing tastes, I sometimes think, are maybe a little bit more refined, but a lot of people like to watch an entire season of God, what the heck was the name of that one? See, I can't even remember it. The one with the police, Chicago, the one about the Chicago police and stuff. Those kinds of things are awesome to watch on Hulu because it's all there.
Okay, so now we're talking about movies, not TV
So you're
show.
not talking about series.
Okay, I saw this movie, The Foreigner, today. That was really good. I enjoyed
Was
that.
Is that's a Netflix one, right?
No, it was it came out in the theaters. Jackie Chan.
Oh, okay, different one then.
It's like because it's like kind of a serious Jackie Chan movie where it's like Taken basically, where he's trying to get revenge, but this one's like he's trying to get the revenge for his dead daughter.
Hmm.
So this is pretty. What's this movie? Freaks. What is this about? Dystopian, mind bending.
Don't know if I actually saw that one.
The Gift.
The Gift is an excellent one. That is really twisty turny. That is an excellent movie to watch.
Okay, I'll check that out.
And very it ends differently. It's a it's not fast, so you got to be a little bit patient with it. But I liked it a lot.
Okay. Let's see.
Bird Box, of course. Everybody saw Bird Box.
Yeah.
The Autopsy of Jane Doe was great. Did you see that?
No, what's that about?
Oh man, that is like that. There's definitely some way supernatural stuff going on there. It's crazy. That is a really good movie to watch. I liked it a lot.
Okay. All right, maybe we got something here. There's another movie called The Gift. What's this one? It's a different one.
Okay, so one of them, I think, yeah, they're not the same. I don't know what this one is. That's, I think, a little bit different. That's not the same as the other one.
No, it's different. Vanish.
Yeah,
I watched Phone Booth last night again.
Oh, I love Phone Booth. That's an awesome
good movie. The Kiefer Sutherland's dialogue is really good.
It is.
Yeah, Come Find Me. What's this? That's with Aaron Paul. Huh.
Yeah, that one was pretty good too. It was pretty suspenseful.
This is
There's a lot happening.
Vantage Point is a good movie, by the way.
Yeah, Vanishing Point was great.
Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. I tried to watch that.
Yeah, that's a little bit tough. I think a little bit. Find the platform. Go throw the platform into your queue.
Which one?
It's called The Platform.
Did we pass it?
It should be new. It should be in new, I think.
Okay. What about this American Assassin?
I think we chose not to watch American Assassin. I feel like we were gonna, and we just chose not to.
Okay, anything with this is 50 Cent and Bruce Willis, I'm a pass.
Yeah. We've seen Hancock about 25,000 times. My family loves that show.
That's a good one. You know who did it?
Who?
Vince Gilligan.
Bright was. I feel like people hated on Bright so bad. I don't know why. It was not bad. It wasn't fabulous, but it wasn't bad. Oh, the remake of Jacob's Ladder was good.
It was?
Yeah, I really liked it.
Because the original is like it was awesome.
Yeah, well, it's not the original. It definitely isn't the original, but it was very watchable.
Okay. Along Came a Spider. It was decent. Mystic River. That was cool.
Awake is freaky. So is In the Tall Grass. In the Tall Grass is also very freaky. Awake is crazy freaky though. That's yeah. In the Tall Grass is it leaves you guessing the whole time. It leaves you very guessing.
Donnie Brasco is a great movie. Forget about it.
Polaroid was also an interesting one. It was not.
We started watching it, and
it was not. It didn't. It was so CW-ish, but we gave it the whole movie. We didn't stop watching. We actually watched the whole thing, and by the end, it was satisfying.
This movie sucked.
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
Sucked, and this movie sucked.
I didn't like Fanatic at all.
No, it was terrible. It was horrible. This is good. The Black Godfather. I saw that.
1922 is unbelievable. That's one of the Stephen King movies. That's a Stephen King movie, and that's a great one. I love that movie.
Let's see. This was terrible. I didn't like it.
There's the platform right there.
Oh, okay. The platform.
It's such a weird idea. It's so good though. I didn't expect it to be so good.
Oh, they don't have it. They don't have it where you got a trailer. Okay. All right. So I guess I won't give up on Netflix.
Did you watch 1922?
No, I haven't, but I'm very aware of it though.
Okay, because I mean, from a Stephen King standpoint, it feels very Stephen Kingish.
Okay.
Somehow I feel like you'd like it.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Also, isn't Gerald's Game in here? Did you watch Gerald's Game?
Yeah, I saw Gerald's Game.
Oh, go up to Polar. Did you see Polar?
Is that what?
No, go down. Go down.
Is that what Mads?
It's right in the middle. Yeah. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that one.
That was really good. I like that. The car was hilarious. It's a sequel to Remember Cinema du Fromage, the car.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually a sequel to that.
That is hilarious that they would.
It is hilarious. It was also really terrible, but it was fun.
It looks like it might be. What's about this?
Pretty bad.
What is this Dark Crimes?
I don't know if I saw Dark Crimes.
Yeah, that's with Jim Carrey.
Yeah, I don't think I saw that.
I saw that documentary. It was really good. The Forgotten. Is that the one where they snatch you up in the air?
No, that wasn't that something else. That was a series anyway. I don't know what that one was. I don't remember it. We've seen almost every single horror movie on Netflix that there is to see.
Okay.
And then we kind of move backwards from there.
All right, so I guess there are some good stuff on Netflix, possibly. So, I don't know.
The one that I always have a hard time with is movies on Amazon Prime because I love Amazon Prime because I don't have to pay for the whole movie, but the streaming service itself, oh my gosh, it's so incredibly hit and miss because it just catalogs so many really horrible movies. So it's like rolling dice to see whether it's going to be good.
Yeah. So how are your kids doing, by the way?
Okay. My one kid actually basically lost her job. I mean, I guess technically she still has a job, but she works at Four Seasons in the hotel and they pretty much shut everything down here. So there's really nothing for her to do. They I've told everybody not to come in. They're trying to figure out whether they're going to do unemployment, but nobody can get through to the unemployment lines. It's a little scary right now.
Wow. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. I know everybody's going through it. It's not like, we're unique. Everybody's going through it. So we're trying to do like what we can do to be helpful and I told you about the homeschool site, and I've actually tried to encourage them to help me come up with new unit studies for the homeschool site. So we've been trying to do that. We got my mom who's in her 70s, so we're trying to help her. I don't know. I feel like it's all about staying busy, staying relevant, trying not to think too far ahead into this thing because, man, in Hawaii, it's just I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. It's crazy. Are you guys on lockdown or what's happening?
I mean, somewhat locked down. People are still going out and stuff.
Yeah, we have that happening here. We still have a ton of tourists here.
Yeah, but I know the military had it worse in some places. Let me see.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I had to switch phones. The other one was not working well.
If I can say something, something that I think is like super important is, nobody knows what's happening And I don't mean that in a like nobody, it's pandemonium or anarchy or whatever. It's not, but nobody knows what's going to happen on the other side of this. So I, I feel like now is the time that we're supposed to put all of these awesome meme sentiments that we throw up on Facebook and Twitter and everywhere else and actually make them mean something, you know? Like it's time to pay it forward. It's time to, cash in what we think is essential to helping everybody just sort of get through this because this it's hard for me to like I don't want to underplay or overplay anything, but I feel like a lot of people are really really struggling right now, and we're only at the beginning. This is I don't know who these people are out there who are going, yeah, we've only got 7 days left and then everything's going to go back to normal. Dude, it's not going to go back to normal.
No. Yeah.
This isn't 7 days and we're done. I don't know where that's coming from, but it's all over the place.
Well,
So
it's I think the 7 days and done is because they're like, oh well, if you get it, it takes, in other words, a week to 2 weeks for you to get over it. Okay, I got diagnosed with it, so I got a couple of weeks and then I'm done and we're over with this. But the other 400 million people that are out there doing the same thing, nobody's, it's not like, oh, okay, it's March 23rd. Okay, everybody has the virus. They're going to have it for a week to two. They're going to have it for a week, and then it's all done, and we go back to normal.
right.
Yeah, not everybody gets it at the same time. So yeah, like you're saying, 7 days and done. They go back out and start doing their normal thing again.
And then we're all spreading the virus again. So
right.
I mean, we haven't. The thing is, it would be 14 days if we were already at the curve is flat, right? Flatten the curve where we were at. We're not going to overwhelm the medical facilities, but we're not there yet. And because we're
No.
not there yet, we can't possibly be thinking that we can put a cap on the number of days that this needs to go on. It's not, it feels so weird and surreal for me to even say this, but I really feel like it's important that people know that we're not done. This isn't.
Yeah,
Oof.
we're just at the beginning. In other words, kind of like where you're at. In other words, it's a little easier to kind of contain because you don't have. I mean, once you stop tourism, then you can kind of begin to start to control where you're, the virus and where you're at, because the only way you get people in there is they have to, it's not like you drive across the bridge and there you are. Your
Right.
only way to get to where you're at is by an airplane. So
Well,
if they shut down travel, then you can start to kind of contain it in your own area.
and the governor here is under a lot of pressure to do exactly that, but they haven't yet. So there are still a lot of tourists that are either here or are just still arriving. So it's not, I think the thing that we've actually got on our side is that our population is really small. And so because our population, not our tourist population, but our local population, and because the local population is small, for the same reason that big financial things hurt us more than perhaps they would in a big city, it's also that same sort of logic applies to when really bad things happen. They tend to hit us really hard and then we can move on pretty quick. But it's again, as long as we've got people hopping off the planes and heading to the beach, it's irresponsible of the state to have people that are hopping off planes and going straight to the beach, and then you got to have lifeguards. It's like there's a web of stuff that's happening, and you can't just stop it midstream. You can't just say, okay, well, we're going to lock down Hawaii. How would you even do that? I mean, like, I really feel for the people who are our leaders right now, because this is it is logistically just an insane situation to try to deal with. I know it's not funny, but honestly, this gives me so much perspective on every week we talk about The Walking Dead. And every week we're always so harsh and we always judge them so hard. And I'm telling you, man, it gives me a way better perspective to sort of even think about what it must be like to be in this position. It's crazy.
Now, let me ask you this, Jen. It's like, in other words, where it's like, have you had like the run on the grocery stores like we have here? Like, I mean, I went to the grocery store today, and there was actually quite a bit of stuff on the shelves. There wasn't any bread, and I don't think there was any toilet paper again, but
Right.
there was actually somewhat of a selection of meat and dairy products, but and there was some actual produce was actually there, but still no bread. But 2 weeks ago, I went to the grocery store that I've been going to for years, and I've never ever seen the shelves bare. I mean, to where you could actually see the metal shelves and every bit of it.
Right. Right.
And I'm like going, what the hell? And it's been like that every day, almost every day for 2 weeks. Did that happen in your area or around Hawaii? Did they clear out the grocery stores?
It's weird. I have this whole theory about herd mentality and why this whole thing is happening. And on Maui, herd mentality is a little bit less than it is on Oahu, where it's just
Right.
busier by nature.
Right.
And the lines to get into Costco are still 30 minutes every time you need to get something. They are limiting stuff, but Costco still has a lot of supplies. Target and the local grocery stores here, they did see an initial run, and that put them behind in a lot of different ways, but they are restocking really regularly. And I think, again, because we have a small population, them being able to restock now kind of gives the people who didn't get a chance to go out and get what they needed, they can get what they need now, and it's not as bad as it was. It's still not great, but it's not
Right.
as bad.
Well, the store that I normally go to today, when I went in there, and I thought, oh, what the heck, Of course, if I went in before 12 o'clock, there would be more stuff there. I went there at 6 o'clock, so I'm like, well, yeah, I'm not hoping for too much here, but I did notice they started putting signs up down through the aisles, limit 2 units, 2 units per day.
Right.
So in other words, instead of going in and buying, let's say 10 loaves of bread, now you can only buy 2, or you can only buy 2 gallons of milk, and you got to come back tomorrow for the other 2.
Right.
So, but to me, they're like 2 weeks too late. They should have been doing that when they first started seeing a run on it. It should have been like, whoa, hold on here. No, we need to put a limit on this, because they should have put some limits, in the first week, I think, and that's with any store, because that would eliminate the run on stuff and all the fights over the toilet paper, and it's unreal. I mean, we actually had somebody, there more than one person, but one that sticks out in my mind is somebody grabbed a bottle, broke it, and cut somebody over toilet paper.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, that was somewhere in my area here. One of the stores in my area, I think, is that happened at. Somebody actually got cut by a bottle because they were fighting over toilet paper.
Oh, see, I think in some ways, it's the best of humanity and also the worst of humanity, right?
Right.
There's so much unconditional giving and so much, people really, I feel like, showing their true colors. And then there's also the other side of it, which is, people showing their true colors, which are not the great, it's just bad. But
yeah, the other night when Kente went to the store during that one broadcast, and was like, wow.
Oh yeah.
It's like going, good grief, everything's gone.
I also think that, at some point, not only does all of this, it- I feel like the supply chains are stressed. They're very stressed.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like the supply chains can recover. And so that to me is, as crazy as that sounds, that to me is the least of the worries right now. The biggest of the worries is the supply chains get replenished and people don't have any money to buy anything.
Right.
And that's coming like faster than I think most people realize, because anybody who's out there living paycheck to paycheck who hasn't been paid, or who just got paid at the beginning of this or whatever, the first of the month is coming, all those bills need to get paid, and what's going to happen?
Well, here it's like with around here, in other words, in my area, what they're doing is like the electric company and the water company and the gas company have sent out emails going, hey, we're not going to disconnect you. If you can't pay your electric bill, we're not going to disconnect you. If you can't pay your water bill, we're not going to and cell phone, everybody's going like, okay, we get it, we understand.
Right.
If you can't pay it, then we're not going to cut you off. In other words, we might say, in other words, it may be like, okay, can you pay $20 and then whatever it is, which is really fantastic for them to do that, because they're losing revenue. The downside to that is you get these people that are going, oh, I don't have to pay the water bill or my cell phone bill or my cable bill or anything, because they're allowing us to go overdue. Well, eventually you're going to have to pay for it. Then you're not going to have the money then either. So it's kind of a
Yeah,
double-edged sword. It's a nice thing, but it's a double-edged sword too.
well,
But
that's why I'm saying, that we got to figure out what we're going to do here for people that are living paycheck to paycheck, because just suspending something and having it sit in queue is not going to help, because then once you get income, you're not going to pay all of your initial income in some overdue electric bill. I mean,
right.
like this stuff is logistical things that we elect leaders, that we create government forces to figure out for us. They have the resources to do this. And all that we can do is say, look, we're here to do our part, which is, being good to each other, helping from a civic minded standpoint, making things work and not decay into anarchy. But you can't, regular people should not be tasked with trying to figure out something that is by its nature governmental in its scope. It's just that's why we have a government. We have a government
Right.
to do things that the people can't. Not
Right.
we have. I'm so sick. I mean, I'm just going to rant for 1 second. I am so sick of people telling me day in and day out that anytime we have a problem, all of us run to the government to, suck off the teat of the government. This is not that. This is such a different situation, and shame on anybody for making another person feel embarrassed that they can't make it, or that they don't have, the essentials or whatever, and that they need help. That is just unacceptable. It's just unacceptable. If this doesn't humble people, I don't know what will.
I saw a lady on Facebook posted a video, and what she did was she showed how to go to the supermarket and buy groceries and fed a family of 6. There was breakfast, lunch, and dinner for $30. And she showed you. She said, "Okay, you get this and you get this," and it's like, I think she went to Walmart and she was able to do it for, it wound up being like $31. But in other words, what she was doing is showing that you can actually, people that they could look at it, or they could, on Facebook see it. In other words, there's a lot of people that are struggling, I mean, they're struggling before this hit. So, trying to feed 6 people is difficult, but if you can, she showed a way and how to do it, and showed how to prepare each meal and everything, and did a week's worth of food for $30. So,
Yeah, some of us have been doing this for a long time.
yeah, that's somebody, they've been doing it for a long time. It's like, oh, okay, here's how it is. But, the other thing too is, you have a lot of, in other words, people in restaurants. In other words, it's like like the McDonald's and Taco Bells and all those things like that. Yeah, they should be okay, because basically only thing they've had to do, or what they've had to do, is shut down the dining room. Which, yeah, I know it's going to cut their business some, but not near as bad as like TGI Fridays, who doesn't have a drive-through. They do have carry out, but in other words, you have all the servers that work there, and now all of a sudden, like, okay, we don't need you. So, there's a lot of people that way, and like in the only ones like in the supermarkets around here, they're hiring people to help stock at night because they can't keep up with it. But there's a lot of people that are going to be out of work for a while.
Yep.
And like you say, the ones that live paycheck to paycheck, it's going to kill them. I mean, it's like you're like, I can't buy groceries this week. I can't put gas in the car. But
well, you shouldn't be putting gas in the car right now anyway. So
no,
just saying that.
Just saying, yeah. But then
no, but I know exactly what you mean. There is no breathing room. There's no
right.
breathing room, especially if you have a really tight budget. If your tight budget was tight before and then you bring it down to zero, it's
right.
not like you have, oh, well, here's a couple of, coupon tricks to get you through the next couple of weeks. If you're down to zero, you're down to zero. You can't barter your way through this economy. So either we have to figure out how to help people, or a lot of people are, it's like, and this is the thing that gets me. God, I hate fucking ranting, but honestly, the thing that gets me is we are the richest nation on the planet. And it just doesn't feel right that that as fast as this has devolved, that this is the state of things. It just feels so wrong. I mean, okay, I get it, richest nation on earth, and there's always going to be a working class poor, there's always going to be lower middle class, okay, fine. We can argue about that another day. What's bothering me so much is that the government is still looking to enrich the people who are at the top, offering benefits, offering more money, offering all of the, without even considering that people that have a zero income are the people who need this the most, and they get nothing. It's just, it drives me crazy. I see Kinte is keeping very busy. Awesome. This is I like this. This is sort of what I do on my phone whenever I get overwhelmed. I throw up one of my puzzles and try to make it work. Because
is that an indication, Kente, that you are? It's like you're tuning out of this conversation.
No, I'm not. I was trying to find. This isn't the game that I was talking about earlier, but this is more like Tetris.
I love these games because they're mindless enough, even though they require you to think. They're mindless enough that they will take up all your attention, and all of a sudden you can't really be distracted by the stuff that maybe is really bothering you. So I like them. I like them a lot.
No, I'm right there with you guys. I mean, it's one of those things where this world is forever going to be changed by what's going on, and like you were saying, people who don't realize that, I feel sorry for them, because there is a big percentage of people who think, oh, okay, this is just right now, and then things are gonna go back to normal. No.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like right now, people that are like really the people that are really poor, and it's like it's going to affect them, but they're already used to not having a regular income and stuff, so they're more accustomed to living in this time than we are. You know what I mean? In other words, I'm not trying to belittle their situation or anything, but just whatever has put them into a situation like the homeless and stuff like that. Um, they're better equipped to deal with this kind of a situation than pretty much everybody else, because they live it every day and have been for however long they've been in the situation that they're in.
Yeah,
So
there
to
are
them,
people.
it's like, yeah, things are tough. It's not going to get much. It's not going to really get too much tougher for me, but they might actually wind up with some benefits out of this, because there'd be more attention put towards that than what has in the past. There might be a little better opportunities. I know. Well, Caesars we've got the boat down here, and they've got a big restaurant and stuff. Big restaurant, and since the restaurant had to close, they took a bunch of stuff. I mean, they kind of emptied out their stocks quite a bit, and took like 200 pounds of potatoes, and I mean that's probably more than that, but I mean they just took a lot of their stuff, a lot of their food, and gave it to one of the homeless shelter things that that one of the outfits that deals with the homeless people and stuff. So they've got meals for a couple of weeks out of that, just going, here you go. And so I mean there is good in this, and then you have the ones that just go and buy 20 cases of toilet paper. But I saw something where a guy actually did the math on the Costco like 30 pack of toilet paper. He went through and said, okay, there's so many sheets in a roll, and so that's an equivalent of for the whole 30 pack, that's 12,000 and some odd sheets of toilet paper. And if you use 20 sheets per, as he put it, 20 sheets per shit, he said, okay, you take an average, I said, you take a family of 4 and a 30 pack in that 14 days. By doing the math, using 20 sheets of toilet paper every time you went to the bathroom, you'd have to go to the bathroom. They would have to go to the bathroom a total of like 180 some odd times a day to use up that much toilet paper in a 2-week span.
Right.
14-day span. I'm like, yeah, and people are buying like 8 or 10 packs of the 30 packs, and I don't know. Never made sense to me, is why
Now,
toilet paper is one of the first things to go off of the shelves.
but you know what though? One thing I am doing is I am overbuying. I haven't had many opportunities to do it, just because I know there's a lot of elderly people
Uh-huh.
that go to like my church and stuff, and just that I know, and if so what I'm not hoarding it. You know what I'm saying? What I'm gonna do is try to get it to people who need it. Who can't maybe get out and stuff like that.
Right. No. Around here they've started implementing at the stores like the first hour, between like 7 and 8 o'clock is seniors only, and so they're starting to do that because they close the stores a little bit earlier now, and so they can restock, and then excuse me, and when they open up the next morning, everything's pretty well stocked. But by the time if you get in there, you walk in there at 8 o'clock, and you might get what you're looking for, but if you go in there at 10 o'clock, everybody's already swarmed in and took it all.
Mm-hmm.
So they've started putting senior The first hour is seniors only.
Hmm.
And but I don't know how they monitor that. I don't know if they have somebody standing at the front door going, okay, yeah, you're senior, you're senior, you're senior, you're like 20 years old, get out of here. I don't know how they monitor it, but at least
What if you're
gives,
shopping for a senior though? That's the problem.
yeah, that,
Well, then you go during regular times because it's not about it's not about giving them access to the store with goods. It's about giving them access to the store when people who are likely to be carrying the virus are not around
right,
because they are so much more at risk.
right. So, I mean, if the shopping hours for seniors is 8 to 9 and you're shopping for a senior, then you go in at 9 o'clock. In other words, you may be standing there waiting or whatever, but, stand outside and wait until they start letting other people in. But in other words, if you're going to shop for a senior, you go at 9 o'clock instead of going at 8 o'clock. Or you take the senior with you at, 7 o'clock and say, this is my helper, and but that's probably I don't know. There's always somebody's going to figure out a way around any kind of system you try to do. So, but they're just trying to give a shot to the seniors because they come in there and they need, they just want to buy the 4-pack of toilet paper, and there's not even a paper towel or anything, any kind of toilet product there left, by the time they get there. So I don't know. The craziness should start dying down hopefully this week.
Hopefully, yeah, because
I mean, you can't tell me that all these people out here that have been hitting and wiping out the bread, and it's like bread and meat and everything, they've bound to have enough to last them for a couple of months.
yeah.
But like you, in other words, if you were going to buy for seniors, in other words, that'd be something I'd say if you had, like say what you're saying, like with your church, there's at least 10 seniors that have trouble getting out and getting stuff. The only thing you can do is, kind of get a shopping list from them, and then, go in and talk to the store manager and go, hey, I have these 10 people that I'm buying groceries for. Can you hook me up, and like when you get your stock tonight, set these items off to the side on a pallet for me, and I'll come in and get them and pick them up, or something like that. You might be able to work out something with the store manager and go, I'm trying to help these people out. They can't do it. I don't know if they would or not, but then of course you might have people that would be, hey, I'm buying for these 10 elderly, and for some reason every one of the 10 elderly has like they want the 30-pack of toilet paper or some silliness. So they're going to buck the system any way they can.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Did just happen to think of something on like the utility bills, like the water and electric and all that other stuff. Now, for me here, they actually have what they call a budget billing. So in other words, you can do like an annual budget billing, and what they do is they look at your previous year's usage, and then they give you an amount that every month. So every month your bill is pretty much the same, and they just so in other words, maybe in the wintertime your electric bills half what it is in the summertime, or vice versa, or whatever, however it works out. In other words, your electric and your gas changes between summer and winter, and all they do is average it out for the year, and then that's what you pay each month. So that would maybe what they do if they don't turn off your electric or gas or water. What they may do is put it into a budget billing, so that whenever it comes whenever this is all over with and you start paying, instead of having a $500, electric bill, it's, 100 or 150 or something to get you back on track. So I know they it's like they do a budget billing anyway. So they're collecting money all year long, but it just spreads it out, and it makes it easier if you're on a budget to do the budget billing.
Yeah. Falling on the budget.
Huh?
I didn't think all my work was going to dry up, but man, I got nothing. It's great, and I work from home. It's super crazy.
Well, all my work dried up. Oh wait, never mind. I'm retired. I do wonder how this is.
I'm trying to think of how to like go through and cancel all the stuff that's like, normally comes out of my account, every month, all the little stuff that I really don't need because I don't want any of that stuff right now.
Right. The only thing I said I do have concerns because I wonder how this is gonna affect my renter. But it's like, I don't know. I said I'm not quite sure how that's gonna affect him. So that could get real interesting real quick. I'll find out in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna find out.
Yeah, the only good thing that I'm good is, I'm putting this in air quotes. The only good thing that I can think of out here is, for the past maybe 6 or 7 years, the rents here have gone up in a skyrocket way, and all of a sudden, we don't have visitors. Excuse me, we don't have visitors. We don't have the same kind of revenue coming in, and it feels to me like whatever this bubble is that has been building with renters out here, it's going to have to break. They're going to have to figure this out in a way that may actually benefit the short-term leaseholders, because I mean, some of the rents out here are just absolutely unsustainable, and it causes a lot of problems. It causes people to have to move often. It causes all kinds of strain and hardship where people have to kind of all live together in one little house. It's a big thing. So that's that's one of the upsides that I can see to sort of all this stuff happening. People just are not going to be able to charge the types of rents that they have been up to this point. It's going to have to come down. I don't think they're going to have a choice. There's just not going to be the number of people.
Some of the places around here, I mean, rent is just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I know of a couple of places that, they're on a main road, and one's a restaurant, and one's a tire center, and the restaurant's not all that big of a place, but I mean, good Lord, their rent's like $10,000 or $11,000 a month. It's like, holy crap!
Mm.
And then it's like the tire place. They have a fair amount of land, area that they're taking up, but they're like $12,000 or $15,000 a month, and I'm like, wow, that's just rent. That doesn't count utilities, wages, and everything else.
Right.
And well, matter of fact, it's like I know of another restaurant that 10 or 12,000 a month goes to franchise fees. So it's like doesn't really matter how much it's kind of based on what their sales are each month, but it is and it isn't. In other words, every month they're gonna 10,000 is going to the franchise fees, because they take a percentage of the sales, or they get a certain amount plus a percentage of the sales, so they're losing 10,000 a month. that doesn't matter what their business is doing. It's kind of like the rent thing. They're still having to pay. They're having to pay the rent for the building, utilities, wages, and everything else, plus another 10 on top of that. Just to have the name.
Jeez, that's insane.
It's crazy.
And like I said, the one of us again, like I said, when you take if you take a restaurant that normally does a lot of carry out and drive through business, yeah, they're gonna and they have a dining room, they're gonna be hurt. It's gonna hurt them a little bit. Or it's gonna hurt them some. But it's not gonna be as drastic as if you're just a sit down restaurant with no drive through and do carry outs, but that's not what your business is. People want to come to your restaurant, sit down and eat. They don't want to come get it, take it home, and then do it that way. They want to come somewhere where they don't have to do any dishes, don't have to worry about cleaning up the mess.
Well, here, this is the thing I feel like we're all missing, right? The point of all of this is don't gather together. Like, social distancing doesn't work if you don't distance yourself. So it's not like, well, it's just me and my family. If I'm going out, we're sitting at a table and there's, 4 of us, but we're just all together. No, it doesn't work that way. If you are out, you are not. To me, it's mind-boggling. Like, I know we're not all collectively this dumb, but I swear the number of people. Well, no, actually, I guess I should do it. I guess I should do a check on that, because the number of people that I have heard that have said things like, "Well, yeah, but it's just the 4 of us," is like, what? Wait, what? It's just the 4 of you. You're going out to a restaurant or you're going out to someplace and it's just the 4 of you. Unless you are going for a walk in the park, like away from other people, unless you are walking in the forest, unless you are, use your imagination. You cannot go places together as a group and say, well, it's just the 4 of us and that's social distancing. That's not social distancing.
I can give you the justification for them doing that, because you have a family of 4, and you say, well, it's just us 4 going to dinner. Well, yeah, those 4 are together in the house for the most part. I mean, they're not sitting on top of each other unless they're, in a small, very, 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 very small house. But, those 4 people live together. They're in the same house. They sit down at the dinner table and everything. So they don't think there's anything wrong. Well, it's just us 4, and they walk in and sit down at a table, and then, in the restaurant, and able to do, in order to do the social distancing is you'd have to have, if you had a row of booths, a booth on, like an aisleway and a booth on each side of the aisleway, you'd have to set them in the first booth and not put anybody in the booth across from them, and then put one in the next one. You'd have to,
and then what about the servers, and what about the cooks, and what about, come on, people? Yeah. We're not that. I know we're not that dumb. We're
but that's the mentality of it, though. It's like, well, we all live in the same house, so what makes the difference if we all go out and sit down and eat? Well,
but you also realize this:
you're not the only ones there.
Not everybody's getting the same information.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of people get, the things that some people believe are really different than what other people believe.
Yeah, and like I said, I look at different things and listen to different things, and I have different friends of mine, and I went by Home Depot for a minute earlier today, and stopped in there for a minute, and they now have put tape on the floor, like 6 foot apart pieces. So if you're waiting in line, you're supposed to stand behind that piece of tape, and there's a X up by the counter, so that's where you stand. This is in the rental department.
Hey, Curtis.
And it's in the rental department, so you stand on the X when you're renting the piece of equipment. And if you're waiting in line, you got tape marks on the floor that you're supposed to stand behind, and for the social distancing. And what one of the things they're doing, they close at 6. The one here local to me, they close at 6 o'clock, but the employees stay until normally it would close at 10 o'clock. So what they do is they close at 6, and from 6 to 10, everybody's going through the store and cleaning and doing what they can to clean and sterilize and all that stuff. So you have people coming in all day long, but there's at the end of the day, they're taking 4 hours of the regular, and then there's always people in there at night anyway. So they've got the regular associates helping to clean for 4 hours, and then the rest of the night you got people stocking the shelves, and I guess another cleaning crew that comes through and continues to sanitize the store.
So, first of all, our host just left. So, what's up with that?
I guess he got tired of us.
Maybe we should go back to talking about the sort of later things like Netflix. Is that Kinte? Did we lose you because we were talking about things that were too heavy? Oh my god.
No, what happened? He's playing on the computer and hit the wrong button.
Well, how is he going to get back in?
Kente's magic. He can do things like that, I think.
Oh, that's helpful.
I guess. I don't know. I can't see private. I can't see any of the comments or chats. See, I told you he was magic.
Oh.
Kente's magic.
How'd that even work? That's actually kind of wizardy.
I told you Kente was. Well, Jen thought you just couldn't take it anymore and left. She said, "Wait, the host of the show just left." I was like, "Oh, that's good."
I said I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I thought maybe you were just like, we got to go back and talk about Netflix because priorities.
No.
Which I will freely admit. I was going to ask you guys this. So when you guys feel stressed, is there like one show, one series, one movie, one whatever that you watch that like soothes you, that makes you feel good?
Yeah, it's like for me, it's any of the Pixar, like the planes or cars or something like that. The animated, it's like the Pixar animated movies is what I don't. It's like there's not a lot of, you don't have blood, gore, and everything else, and it's like so I watch those.
What about you, Kinte?
A TV show?
And it doesn't have to be. It could be a movie. It could be a series. It could be. What's your entertainment choice that soothes you, that makes you feel like, there used to be this commercial a long time ago when I was a little kid that was about a bathtub, and there was a bubble bath thing, and the ladies would sit in it and they would go, "Take me away, take me away."
Yeah, Calgon.
Yeah, there we go.
No, it'd be music. Music is what does it for me. That kind of thing, like listening to music, just makes me. I don't know if there's a TV show that does that or a movie. Of course I have movies that I adore, but it'd be music.
Well, that's actually that's kind of cool.
So what about you, Jen?
I have a couple actually. But the reason that I even brought that up is because last night I realized that I had started watching Deadwood again. And I couldn't really even understand why I had turned Deadwood on. Like, I mean, that actually took effort. I had to go find it. I had to queue it up. I had to, and yet I left it on for hours and hours and hours because it's like the Deadwood characters are like old friends. I feel the same way about Hell on Wheels. Hell on Wheels, Deadwood, Spartacus. I can watch those shows over and over again, and there's something. It's not. I know the stories backwards and forwards. I don't have to, really listen to them. But somehow hearing that in the background is. I don't know if soothing is the right word. I think it's more like it's just I don't. It's reassuring, I guess, that there's some sense of normalcy. I'm not sure how to describe it, but I realized it when I was watching Deadwood again. I was like, wow, I think I've seen Deadwood about 6 times from start to finish. There must be something here.
I do have one other thing that I'll watch. And just let it run. Is the it's the remote control construction equipment. There's these conventions and stuff that they have like in Germany and things, and I mean, you would think you were watching an actual construction site,
Oh wow.
and that's to me is soothing and fascinating and interesting because that's uh, I've kind of started to get into that hobby, and I have some. I have some RC, equipment. Uh, 1/14 scale equipment that I kind of play with a little bit here and there.
I did watch a whole season of Forged in Fire, and
Oh,
wow,
that's cool too. That's a good.
that's
That's a good show
good.
too.
That was a great show. That's super cool. It was really interesting because there was so much science as well as kind of, well, art is a big part of it, but there was so much science in it and so
Hmm.
much like individual expressionism, and all the people are super cool. They're all, man, they just all have these like mega awesome personalities. Yeah, I really liked it a lot. I was very impressed. I'm
Yeah,
surprised that I didn't see it before because I guess it comes on before Vikings.
right.
So I'm surprised that I never picked it up. But yeah, we watched a whole season of it and really liked it.
Yeah, they do some pretty amazing things there. So yeah,
My kid tried to get me to watch Deadliest Catch, right? And he and I had actually watched a couple seasons back when it sort of first was on, and it's like a soap opera at sea. It's actually really good. But the later seasons got a little, oh man, they just got so convoluted. But that's another one that's sort of like, it's fascinating what happens on those ships because it's not something that we normally get to see. We don't
right.
usually get to experience any of that stuff, and that was pretty cool. I liked that.
Yeah, definitely. That's another good show. I used to see. I have no cable channels whatsoever. I have to rely on whatever I
Oh
can get
wow.
on. Whatever I can get on Amazon Prime or Disney or Stars. I don't have any. All I do is I have no cable um, TV at all.
Hmm.
Only reason I have cable, and I've got, I said I have just upgraded, hit a special deal, so went from a 300 to 300 meg fiber to 1,000 to a gig fiber for the same price, and it's a gig up and down, so I love that. Um, but that's all I have is only thing I have for cable for or anything is just for internet only. So I have to rely on whatever I can find on, like I said, Amazon or no regular. I can't watch any. Haven't really looked too hard, but as far as like your local TV channels, I don't have because then, like I said, I haven't looked too hard to see if I could pull them up anyway. But
But so wouldn't you be a good candidate for something like Fire Stick?
probably,
Because that works off the internet, and I hear that, I guess the problem with all of them, from Fire Stick to uh, what's the new one that they're the Sling and all that stuff.
Well, you got Apple TV and all that too. So
Yeah, and I guess not the problem. I guess, one of the biggest complaints about them is that they come super baseline. So then you got to kind of add stuff to them to get, whatever it is that you want. But it seems to me like either Fire Stick or one of those would it probably would be at least something baseline for you to have.
I've thought about it. That's like my my assistant. I think she has the Fire Stick, but she also has Dish Network, so she like can record like 6 different shows and all that. I just did away with all that. Matter of fact, it's like my assistant is the same one I refer to as the evil one. It's I'll go. I said I'll go up. I said I'll go to her house tomorrow night to watch The Walking Dead because I don't have AMC. Yeah, and like I said, I think she's got the Fire Stick, so she watches all kinds of shows and stuff. She has access to all kinds of different movies and things because she has the Hulu and the Netflix, and that's how I have access to it. I just kind of log into her account if I want to watch something, but I don't hardly ever do watch anything on Netflix or Hulu.
We I would say that we pretty much watch Netflix, we watch Amazon Prime, and we watch Hulu in that order.
Mm-hmm.
And we like Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Hulu in that order. I mean, we're, I guess, in some ways, we're not really afraid to like watch shows that are foreign, and so I feel like maybe we kind of open up the door a little bit more on Netflix just because there's so much foreign stuff going on. But we definitely are those people that spend 45 minutes looking for what are we going to watch tonight. So it takes a while. You definitely gotta get it's hard because everybody's always got, there's always different people hanging around, so everybody's got a different, this is what I want to watch, this is what I want to watch. I don't want to watch something like this. No, I don't want to watch something scary, whatever it is.
There's a lot of time spent trying to figure out whether it's going to be a horror or non-horror or a paranormal or normal or whatever.
And then I've got at least, well, myself and my son who really love animated stuff, and the others don't always like the animated stuff. They consider it to be childish or whatever. I disagree, but it's coming up with the consensus about what are we going to watch can be a little bit tough. At one point we actually had a system where one person would pick one night and one person would pick the other night, and then we would all just kind of hang out and honor whatever the other person's choices were, and it worked out really well for a while. Maybe we should go back to that. Maybe we should have gladiator style fights. Move the living room furniture and just Victor takes all for the night.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm kind of down with that. I could see this could definitely work. And then if we record it, we would have an awesome content piece to throw up on YouTube. So
yeah, especially if someone doesn't make it.
Well, hopefully it doesn't get that far, but yeah, I feel like this could be, the new normal.
I mean, not everybody's supposed to live forever, right?
Well, I don't know if not everybody's supposed to live forever. I mean, you can be nihilistic about stuff, but I think it's actually more what you're talking about is, okay, yeah, I'm going to go with survival of the fittest. Which, yeah, all right, I got it. You can see that.
Survival of the fittest.
Oh, speaking of solitaire, I just taught my kid how to play double solitaire. They didn't know how to do this.
Really?
Yeah, they didn't know how to play double solitaire. Dude, and man, they're totally fierce about it too. It's crazy.
It's a great game.
Yeah, it is. It's really fun. We had a great time. Especially since my kid is actually old enough to drink. So, you throw a couple of drinks on the table and they're like, yeah. It's amazing what you can get your kids to do if you just offer the right incentive.
You know what?
Yeah, drugs. Most times, drugs and alcohol are incentives for a lot of things.
Crazy how that works, isn't it? Oh my God!
You can either have this bottle on the left or that line on the right.
I'm a little worried that we are gonna get down to that with the TP. Like, we're gonna have to have some kind of battles for it or something. So maybe we'll make it games of chance, or whoever wins Scrabble or something. Oh no, I guess I better not say Scrabble. They'll all think that I rigged it because
it's like Hunger Games,
but for TP.
Right.
Oh, that's so terrible. That's so terrible. No dystopian YA author could have possibly come up with the scenarios that we have.
I kind of feel like you've probably done that to boyfriends. Is you make a couple of them fight for you or something like that.
The best post of the day for me today was this librarian who posted that don't worry, everybody. I am a librarian. I have read hundreds of dystopian young adult novels, and I know that there is a teenager out there that is going to save us as soon as she figures out which hot guy she wants to actually end up with. So help is on the way, everyone. Help is on the way.
Hilarious. That's pretty much all that happens in those dystopian tales. Yeah.
It's about the journey. It's all about the journey.
It is now. It is so about that journey.
Yeah, you'll notice that most dystopian novels don't end with there's a resolution to the dystopian factor. So yeah, we're kind of screwed. So yeah, didn't mean to give anybody false hope, but
well, that seems like that's the kind of hope that I get is false one. So can't have hope. Can't have false hope without hope, right?
So in good news, maybe, although I haven't seen what's happening yet with what the ratings are. We got selected to do the whole Nielsen thing again. They must love us. I think because we just participate. I feel like that's why they like us. Mm-hmm. But I'm wondering what this is all going to do to ratings. Whether ratings are going to go up for shows or whether people are just going to completely tune out and go, man, I don't have time for this.
That's interesting. Yeah, I think some shows are going to definitely benefit from it.
I'm sorry, what'd you say? I tuned out.
Yeah, see, he already did that. I saw what's his name from the Mayans on Twitter telling everybody, hey, everybody, if you're bored, binge Mayans right now.
So the actual Mayans?
The Mayans, Mayans MC. Yeah, no, don't go. Oh God, I just had a terrible thought. What if the Mayan prophecy about the end of the world was just mathematically off, and here we are?
Oh my God.
I mean, it's possible, right? I am so up for a good conspiracy theory. My brain needs something to do, so just throw some out.
Hold on a moment. Let me check my Mayan calendar and see if that's what it is. Oh, wait. I don't. It's like, damn it, I don't know where I put it at. Oh well, never mind.
It might be a little big since I think it's like one of those giant. It's a giant archaeological feature that they pull that stuff from.
No, that's a rumor. I have a pocket version.
Okay.
So
There's a pocket version.
yes,
Oh, wow.
they made a pocket version. So
See, I think I asked for that Lego set for Christmas and nobody got it for me, so that's why my math is off.
there you go.
You're getting
Yeah.
this year.
That's
Yeah, that's what's like. Oh, it's like, oh, good. Now we know what to get you this year.
yeah. I actually love Lego sets. I never build them properly. I'm one of those people that frustrate the OCD tendency people out there. I do not put them together according to the actual manual. I start out with the best of intentions. I mean, I open the manual, I actually look, I try to make some sense out of it. I put a couple of bricks together, and then by the end, it's, the Eiffel Tower, and I have built something completely from the other side of the world. But it's fun.
How many people are you there phone a friend?
How many people what?
Would you be their phone a friend?
Oh, tons. Are you kidding me? I'm still one of those people that, like, obviously, I mean, you hear me talk. I definitely am a yacker.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about like if they were on that show, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Oh. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not the one you would want. I'm not the one you want to have on the call list.
Although, I mean, I feel like I'm relatively good at Trivial Pursuit and stuff. I don't know if I'm like super awesome. I always win in my head when I watch Cash Cab.
Oh yeah.
I love Cash Cab.
Hilarious.
It's awesome.
I don't know. I used to. It's like every once in a while I would turn on Jeopardy, and I was like, I did pretty good on Jeopardy. I would get a lot of the answers right. Of course, I never won any money at it because they don't. When you're screaming at the TV, like it's that, it's this, they don't count that.
Aww.
And then I guess different times when I've watched, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and they come down to that last question, I'm like going, damn, I actually know that.
Well,
yeah, I always get a sense of moral superiority or intellectual elitism when I watch Cash Cab and I know all the answers to stuff that other people don't know. Yeah, you just sit there on the couch like, yep, I'm smart.
I'm told
Nobody cares, Karen. Nobody cares.
I don't know, man. Come on now.
Well,
Okay.
that's kind of like with Pam. She's like a walking trivia machine when it comes to it's like when I'd be at the conventions and if I was going to interview somebody and I'd say, okay, give me 3 questions. I had my way of, or I had other stuff to ask them and things, but I said, give me 2 or 3 questions I can ask them. And it's like, remember I was at, I think it was at Chicago. I was going to interview Sean Gunn from, Guardians of the Galaxy, and he was Gilmore Girls. And it's like, she says, ask him about when he was on Antiques Roadshow. And I'm like, what? She said, yeah, I asked him about when he was on Antiques Roadshow. So I asked him that, and he goes, wow, oh my God, that's been like forever ago. I'm like, well, so she's really good at coming up with these things. I'm like, going, oh, well, they used to be asking them about their time on this show or that show or this movie or that movie. I'm like, huh? Okay. And I would ask him, and you get this like deer in the head, like, oh my God, well, it's like, wow, that's been a long time. I didn't think anybody watched that movie or watched that show.
Wow.
So she's good at trivia like that.
And she's supposed to be evil.
She is. She's the evil one.
She's so not evil.
Well, she always says, I'm not. She said, it's not me, it's him. She always says, I'm the evil one.
I believe her.
That's like, well, that's what I always said. And there was, it's like when we were when we were doing the convention stuff. I said, yeah. Oh, I said, I said, they like me. They love her, but they like me.
Mm-hmm. Because she's a sweetheart. She's a sweetheart of a person.
Yeah. One of these days, it's like eventually one of these days you might actually get to meet her.
I am. I'm gonna take her out to lunch. We're gonna
There
go
you go.
wherever she want to go.
Unexplained phenomenon
Hold on
of the
a second.
mysterious city continues.
Yeah, so,
I was like, I'll tell her that. I said, I'll tell her that tomorrow. I was like, Kente said he's gonna take you to lunch wherever you want to go to lunch.
mm-hmm.
So I lied. My favorite post of the day is actually this one. Ready?
Uh-huh.
Hold on. This is on our local bulletin board. You idiots don't even realize that the coronavirus is just a communist power grab. That has become my favorite. Yep.
It is a communist power grab. Okay.
I mean, for a world that is so uncoordinated, this was incredibly coordinated. I mean, we're talking like, that's pretty awesome. If that's actually what happened, that's some pretty. They deserve communism if they were able to pull that off.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say so.
I mean, jeez.
Of course, it's like, of course, I different posts you see all day long, and it never ceases to amaze me. And first off, I don't follow politics, so I may not. I think I don't know. Probably, I don't know near what I should know about politics, but that's just one of those things. I'm like, just no. I used to know about it or keep up with it because of with my dad and his buddies. Because when Dad and I would go to lunch, of course, I'm sitting around with World War II vets and and their take on the it's like everybody. It's like the whole. Let's see. No, Dad's been gone. He wasn't. That's why I'm kind of lost with Trump, because Dad's been gone long enough. He was gone before Trump came into office. But in past, like with Obama and with every president, it never ceases to amaze me how it's like a lot of people blame them for what's going on or not going on, or they didn't react fast enough, or they reacted too fast. It doesn't matter who the president is. It's like they can never get it's always like, well, they should have done this or they should have done that, and they did that. It just amazes me how they always want to blame the president at whoever the president is at the time. They want to blame him for whatever's going on, and how that it's all bad.
So sometimes I think that that's true if it's really out of that purview, but sometimes I think that that's not true. Sometimes I think no, that actually you have responsibility, and that responsibility includes certain things, especially on the federal level. Like this is I hate politics too, and I hate even getting into politics, especially on a podcast, because it just tunes people right out. But honestly,
Right.
in this situation, in the virus situation, the important thing is that the people that need the government to take care of the things that they cannot take care of. The federal government is the only institution that can help coordinate between the states resources that need to be put into place in order to affect this thing. That's not something that your everyday citizen can do. That's not
No.
something that we, the people, get to have any kind of control over. So, we can save all of the, bashing the politics for later. But honestly, in this case, I won't use even a president or anyone of the cabinet's name. I will just say that the federal government on every level has systemically failed here. And
Right.
they didn't just fail because they are big R or they are D or whatever. It's not about that. They failed because they either systemically had been taken apart far before this, and so there was just, we have like bare bones stuff happening, or they are just absolutely not paying attention to what needs to be paid attention to. And I don't care whether you are Republican or Democrat or independent or whatever. There is a certain basic level and function
Right.
of government governance that needs to happen. And this isn't a game. This isn't politics to play. This is people's lives. So yeah,
Right.
there's that.
Right.
Hey, okay, so not to change the subject too much, but I got a question for you guys again.
Okay.
So in the lots of stuff in 2020 is now not going to come to the theaters. And I mean, I feel like we're probably way too early out to even hear what was supposed to be released that is now going to end up getting pushed back to 2021 or 2022 or whatever. And I was just wondering if there was anything in particular that you guys were sort of like super excited about that now is not going to either get picked up or is going to get picked up much later or isn't going to get shown in theaters or whatever, and what that is.
A Quiet Place too.
Oh.
Because that would
Did
have
you really want to see that?
that would have come out. That would have been out right now.
I guess that's something I hadn't really thought about, like movies and stuff like that. I guess if they haven't already, it won't be too long before productions will be shut down because it's too many people in one area.
Yeah, that's already happening.
Yes,
Yeah, Netflix put together.
Since they put the 20 to 30 people in, you can't make a movie unless you're doing like a indie film that only has 10 people total in it. You can't do a film, one of these big budget or even a small budget film. You can't do it with 20 people. So I guess that's shut down the whole industry.
Yeah, I was going to say Netflix just put together this this fund of $100 million to try to help parts of the movie industry that have been just decimated by what's happening. I think the not on good news, on a sure footing. I feel like we've got streaming services like Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu, who are going to continue doing their originals, and that's going to continue after this after we get to a place where things have leveled themselves out. I feel like those are going to get picked up. What's going to really suffer, and I don't know how people kind of pull this stuff back, is the indie film market itself, where you've got films that are costing less than $5 million to put together and get out to distribution, because cons isn't going to be happening, because South by Southwest didn't happen, because a lot of the presentation places where these films normally get rolled out, presented, and then picked up for distribution, those aren't happening anymore. And because that is sort of the way that things are, that to me feels like a pretty crushing blow to an industry that was just getting off the ground. And I really personally feel for those people that are all involved in that, because people's life savings are involved. You've got people that have given up, that are working without pay in order to get little percentages of the film royalty. All that stuff is like, it's a big giant soup of a mess right now. The presentation places where these films. But on the other hand, like I said, I feel like this could actually be an interesting take for 2021 and 2022, because we are going to have kind of a glut really get rolled out material that is going to now savings roll out into theaters for 2021 and 2022. The take for 2021, and that might actually push a button because a lot faster.
Sorry about that. I'm sorry. I got booted out.
You got booted out? Oh, is that why we were having an echo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a little curious about that myself, actually. So that could be,
Yeah.
we could get some
That's
interesting effects in 2021, 2022.
yeah. That's another industry that I hadn't really thought of. Is that like you said, movie industry. Well, all the big conventions and everything have, they postponed and they're, going to try for later on this year, and everything. And, I've got a lot of friends of mine that are vendors that go to these shows. I mean, they're like going, oh crap, what do we do now? Um, the, it's like, and it's like a lot of places. Well, I go to the dinner theater and they have shut down. So far, they've been closed up for a week and a half, and it looks like they're just kind of playing it by ear to see how it goes. And talking with the local health department, and everybody, and CDC, and or yeah, CDC, um, to see what there's the thing is. And right now, they're closed until the middle of next month, and their whole they still had. They were finishing up one show and getting ready to start the next show. So the last show of the season for their season is not going to play unless when they open back up, they decide to run that show. But then that's going to throw off the whole next season of plays. So they've got they've got some figuring and whatever to do, because it's they have the total of 8 different plays per year, or per season is 8 plays. They run they're like 6 weeks apart, and at the way it's looking right now, the last play of this season and the first play of next season is not going to go. They
So
won't be able, unless they just shift them all and change their seasons. They're going to lose. There's two plays that won't make it on the stage this year.
So I said this to my mom earlier today. It right now it feels like everything. It's like everything in our society was one giant, very well put together puzzle. And when you look at it from afar, you can't see all the pieces, and it just goes together, and you don't really think about the number of interlocking pieces that kind of make stuff happen. It just looks awesome as a picture from afar because everything is already all interlocking. But we need the same picture to come back, right? We need the same kind of picture to come back. But the interesting thing to me is I feel like this is absolutely an opportunity to reassign all of those puzzle pieces. All the puzzle pieces now we can completely reshape and put together differently if that's what we want. So yes, a lot of industries are going to falter and flail, and ultimately it's that things are going to fold. And I'm not wishing ill on anyone. That's really awful, and I totally, this isn't about that. It really, but I see there is an opportunity here to reshape, and movies are one of them, to reshape the industry in a way that maybe is not just more sustainable, but also that encourages art from a different level. I don't know if that's what is going to happen. I really hope that we don't go back to business as usual and all of the wealth gets consolidated, in sort of these big top tiers where then there isn't sort of local artist representation. But I have a strong feeling that if there is enough demand for it, that we could see a huge indie market come out of this, because how these big production companies ramp back up again in the face of sort of what's happened economically is definitely going to be a bit challenging. So I don't know. I'm not saying, I'm not trying to be Pollyanna, and I'm not trying to, offer sort of always look on the bright side of life, but I do think that there is a bit of, hey, on the other side of this, there could be some really hopeful things happening. And maybe it's gonna hurt, but maybe there's something, that we can all kind of pull from this that is gonna be good. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Let me ask you this: do you think, in other words, from like what you're saying? Yeah, in other words, right now they're looking. Okay, we can't finish this movie. We can't do this because there has to be too many people in the same area, and it's a big budget or a medium or a small budget film and all this. In other words, it's going to cause them to look at a different production model possibly, or some way of doing it differently where it wouldn't be as catastrophic if they had to shut down. But do you think by chance, when you say it comes back up, when things get back up and rolling, and you'll have the top tier again making all the money and everybody else, do you think it will level the playing ground a little bit as far as wages and stuff? Do you think it would? I wonder if this. I wonder if this will kind of calm the unions down. In other words, and things. And it's like I don't know if it would actually. Maybe the unions might look at, because a lot of times union is higher wages, which is good for everybody working, but it also runs the budget up on everything, not just films. On anything that's union is always higher than if it's non-union. And I wonder if they would kind of look at it and go, yeah, maybe we need to kind of rethink what we're doing, and kind of, like you say, kind of put the brakes on everybody, and in all industries and everything, go like, okay, we need to kind of look at this differently now, because we just had a shutdown of everything, and it almost pretty well crippled the country for a while.
Right.
And if we kind of leveled out the playing field a little bit better, so that wages are a little better, maybe, and everything, I wonder if it will kind of, like you say, kind of come out into a little bit better mix of things.
Well, so I'm actually thinking about this a little bit differently.
Okay.
What I'm actually thinking about is the theaters have now mostly shut down. I mean, for the most part, the biggest theaters are basically dark.
Right.
Broadway's dark. The places where we are pulling most of our entertainment via original art they're all dark.
Right.
And specifically with movies, and also series production, though.
Right.
What I had said before was streaming platforms will continue to, I think, operate even if they have a massive hit. That massive hit, the budgets have already been put in for this year and next year. I don't think that they are going to suffer as big over the course of the next 24 to 36 months, except that the time schedules will get pushed back, because those are you can't do anything about that. The time schedules are going to have to change. Staffing may end up changing. Actors may end up coming and going into leads, because different time constraints have now been put on things. Right. So that stuff may end up changing. But I'm talking really specifically about the way that we create big budget movies. And right now there are really only a couple of major production houses that then feed into our major distribution companies. And because the major distribution companies have no place to show, I'm really wondering if this might open up an urgency for the purchase of indie films to put into distribution, because they're going to need to fill the theaters. They're going to need to get new content in, and I don't see how they are able to do that with the current model in place. I mean, they may have content backed up that they can put in, but it can't possibly sustain while they are also trying to support and handle the slowdown or shutdown in current production and filming. And so to me, it just feels like if they want to keep the theaters in play, and I do feel like that is still viable and something that people want to do, that somehow we're going to have new content that's going to have to come in, and what is pre-ready, and okay, we can roll this out. And like I said, for the most part, most of this stuff gets discovered at cons. It gets discovered at South by Southwest. It gets discovered at these film festivals where distribution companies will pick stuff up where there's interest, and then all of a sudden there's an uptick, and you get The Witch in theaters, and you get all of this stuff. But I feel like that this is sort of a sea change now, where we might get more independent art into theaters, whereas that hasn't been the case, because Regal only shows certain distribution companies. AMC only shows certain distribution companies. It's not like it is across the board a flat field, and I'm wondering if maybe this might level that part out. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That
makes
does make sense. Yeah.
It makes perfect
Well,
sense. But, I mean, hopefully that's what comes out of it, and then we'll get more diversity in what we see.
Yeah, it could be one big silver lining to the giant mess. And this is just an industry thing. This is not, obviously, this is not. It's not the stuff that is affecting people's lives daily, but it is something I think that is worth sort of keeping a weather eye out for, because there does seem to be, to me, already, it seems like, you got to think that these CEOs and the board of directors for these major motion picture production companies are thinking about this, even if they haven't put anything into play. You have to believe that they are really thinking about this and what is going to be sustainable for, okay, well, we got the next 90 days, but where do we go after the next 90 days?
Right. Well, like I said, you just had, what was it, the Cannon Film Festival, I think, or what was there? There's, like you say, there's a lot of indie content that when these people are looking at it, going, yeah, that's not a bad movie. It's that's not bad, but we just don't have, we don't really have a place to sell that. And like I said, this could possibly open up doors that weren't there before, because all right, yeah, now we have a place where we can distribute that content, because we're now looking for new content to put in there. So yeah, that would be it's a good possibility that it might open doors that have been shut for a while.
I'm a huge indie content defender, and part of that is there are so many people out here that have screenplays ready to be optioned, that have ideas ready to go, and there is no market for them. And so if this opened up even a small bit of the market, that would be fabulous, because so much right now is controlled from so few. And to be honest, it could go exactly the opposite way. It could be that all this stuff folds in the middle, because there just isn't going to be capital to even get indie stuff done. So, I mean, there's a good chance that this goes completely the opposite way, and the big production houses basically then really firm up their monopoly on how everything gets to theaters and into distribution. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like this is sort of it's a bit of an unknown, because again, we have streaming platforms which are vying for attention with theaters. We only just started seeing success with the movie passes and things like that. So I don't know. I'm really on the fence. I really wanted you guys to help me think about that for a bit.
Well, I do know, like, with the...
That was brutal, Kinte.
Oh, you saw that?
Yeah, that was super brutal.
Like you were earlier, we talked about like the drive-in theaters. Where a lot of them have gone to digital. Where in other words, they used to get
actual 35 millimeter film and have to splice it together, put it on a roll or a big reel, and then put it on there and show the movie, and then cut it back apart, put it back in the cases, and send it back to the distribution center. Now it's done. So they get a flash drive, I think they get a flash drive sent to them with the movie on it, and then they just upload it because the projectors are now digital. So they've moved to, and it would be so much easier. Like you said, distribution is so much easier now because it's not film, and it doesn't cost you $125 to ship the film back to the distribution place. Or that's the kind of cost that were incurred by the drive-ins, and there was for each, they would get a movies it would cost them like 125 to 125 or more, depending on what they got, but that was to ship the movies back and forth, the film, actual film. Your little flash drive is what, $20, and they send it to you.
Well, I definitely am not the kind of person who thinks that we should be looking backwards in nostalgia for the solutions to what's happening right now. I think we need real modern day solutions for both artists and the big, production companies. I know that they're putting capital and, they've got risks that are associated with this. It's not risk free. So, I totally honor that. What I am hoping, though, excuse me, might happen is that we end up with a film distribution model that honors something a little bit more on the artistic side that isn't originating from the big production companies, that we're actually getting, some content that allows for a different kind of content into the market. Because I really don't think that there's anything necessarily wrong with the production companies now, or the big distribution companies now, saying, look, we take all the risk, that's why we get all the cash. Okay, that's totally fine. But there is sort of, like I was saying before, this kind of monopoly thing going on where only they can control the content. And that feels really slighted. Like there's no reason for us to not be able to get some of the best content over the past 10 years has absolutely been indie content. And it's still breakout, when we see it, we go, oh my God, that was amazing. And, it was shot for less than $5 million or whatever. And it is that quintessential sort of effort that it takes to put that stuff together that I feel like we should be paying attention to, especially now, because there is a chance maybe to ramp this up. I don't know. So like I said, that's why I thought
where I was going with that, in other words, about being digital. In other words, with the movie industry has been digital for quite a while, but in other words, now with it being digital, it's so much easier and so much faster to once you get it done, when you get the film done, it's a whole lot easier to to distribute it and everything, because it's digital. You're not having to move these big these reels of film all over the place, ship them all over the place. You can literally, you got a good enough connection, you can do it over the internet. I mean, you can email it to somebody if you got right setup, but that's what you're talking about is like indie films. In numbers, if they get into if it's digital, in numbers, it just seems like to me that it's a faster way to get it to the market, and an easier, quicker, and better way to distribute, to send a jump drive to somebody and say, here, boom, because they can make copies of it, and boom, 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 off it goes. And it just seems like a whole lot quicker way to distribute films. Just back to that. So I think, it goes along with what you're saying, is it would change how they do things. But I think with it being a digital format, it makes it so much quicker and easier to be able to, come, do that for indie films and everything, to actually get to the market better.
Okay. So let me rephrase then what I'm saying, because I'm not being super clear. So okay, so what I'm saying is, and Kinte, jump in if you feel like I'm not explaining this properly.
Okay.
What happens is from the distribution standpoint, which is how these major theater networks, how the chains get their movies into the theaters, right? They have to come from the distributors. The production houses sometimes only work with certain distributors. That's
Right.
one thing. But the second piece of this is indie films in general. You know what? That kills me every time. The decapitation is just. Um, the way that indie films are made and then distributed, right? Are they go to the art house conventions is the right word. They go to cons, they go to South by Southwest, they go to the major film festivals, and somebody sees them, and somebody says this is worth taking a capital risk on, right? And it costs money to bring a film to market. There's no doubt about that. And that's why I'm saying that I am totally down for the major distribution companies picking up money off of these indie films. What I am trying to say, though, is maybe we can be at a place soon where the major distribution companies are opting to purchase more of the indie content. And if they're willing to purchase more of the indie content, then from the ground up, we get more optioned screenplays. We get more, perhaps unknown talent that isn't, sucking millions of dollars per request. We're getting people behind the scenes who maybe, a director's first chance, more women as directors, more women as producers. All of that ends up being a part of the mix because it's not part of the quote unquote industry as it lives now. Does that, am I making sense?
It makes perfect sense. What you're saying is
Yeah.
that they can't spend as much as they did, because now the big thought is like you have to have like $1 billion franchise to make money, to
Right.
make it viable, and they don't even consider like some of the like Bloomhouse shows you, though you can make a movie for little, little money and make a big return on the investment.
That's
I don't
right.
know why it's not more, but they don't see that as really making any money. They see that, I don't know. That's so crazy to me, though.
Well, and I think the reason that they don't see it as making money, and I'm not a financier, so I can't speak to why from the top down, from the big production companies themselves, why they it's hard for me to understand exactly what's going on in the market that causes that. But I do know that every time we see a better representation meaning like a more diverse representation of art in the field, we end up with better content. And the number of just to go back to the whole women thing, then the number of women who are directors in horror is really small right now. It's very small. But if we were to allow for some indie content to get in here, then we could see that dramatically rise. Now, I'm not saying every movie has to be a winner, but we have enough portals at this point without content that I think that people might be willing to take a chance on it, and maybe that could be good, right? Does that make sense? I
No,
hope
it
that makes
makes perfect sense. No, it makes perfect sense.
It's going to be tough. The movie industry is going to get hit hard, and they're not getting hit hard for the same reason that everybody else is getting hit hard. They're getting hit hard because they had a faulty model to begin with. They're barely holding on as it is, and anything that requires, millions and millions and millions of dollars, triple digit millions to produce a movie is not going to get a return right now, because even when people can go back to the theater, they are not going to go back to the theater in the same numbers because other economic factors are going to prevent that for a while. So it's going to be adapt or die. And I mean, we had a great spotlight about streaming services a year ago or so, and how streaming services were really changing the landscape of movie making in altogether. And I just have a feeling that that is going to continue, that it's going to be a big part of this. Maybe in a great way. Maybe in, maybe this will be, like I said, a silver lining to all of this.
Yeah, I mean that's all we can hope, right? Is that that's what happens, because I don't know, man. It's kind of sad how much so many people who have businesses that they're not coming back.
Yep, they're not. But
they're not going to come back,
but they're okay. So no, they're not going to come back. But what we haven't done through all of this, and I know it's really early, so forgive me for again sounding Pollyanna. But what we haven't done in all of this is realized that just because people are losing the businesses, it doesn't mean that they are losing their intellect and their real genius in coming up with new entrepreneurial ways of creating or recreating a market that they love. So the idea for me, I love movies. I love my streaming platforms. I absolutely worship and adore them for bringing me content and for also being sort of the portal for storytelling. I mean, I absolutely have a love affair with them. And so that is near and dear to my heart. I don't believe that that is just going to go away, but I think that it's going to take a lot of very smart people to come together to reinvent how we manage what that is. And in some ways, it is hopeful, because what has been happening thus far has left us with not a lot, stuff that we maybe are not really super happy with. So as the consumer now, I feel like we have an incredible amount of power to reshape what's happening, including in movie theaters.
Sometimes you got to tear stuff down to build it back up.
It's true. I hate that saying a little revolution every now and then is a good thing, but honestly, maybe this is the catalyst that we needed in order to reinvent some of this stuff in a way that not just is going to work, but is going to work better. I don't know. I guess time will tell. And I have to admit, sometimes I am super Pollyanna. I'm so optimistic about most things because it's the only way that I survive. I don't survive if I don't feel optimistic. So if you need a pep talk, you can call me up on the phone.
Call you off the ledge.
Yep, call me and I'll definitely give you my 411 all about why you should be optimistic right now. Why it's okay. It's not okay. But why you can be okay. There we go.
Yeah. Okay. That works for me. So it's like I will put Jen on my list to talk me off the ledge when I get there.
There you go. Don't
call me, because I'm gonna be like, oh, I've jumped. I want to see what it looks
jump,
like.
dude, jump.
I want to see what it looks like.
Wait, let me queue up my YouTube channel. Hold on. You know how many hits I can get off this thing?
Oh my God, yeah.
Wow, that was really dark even for me.
Yeah, it's like Kente would tell me to jump, and he would make sure that I had my was doing like a live stream as I was going down, and he would make sure he had it on there so he got all the likes.
I believe that. I totally believe that.
I'll be like, hola.
Like, dude, I'm gonna make bank off this. Do it again.
Don't worry. I'll put some in the casket for you.
Okay.
You can take it with you.
Well, just as long as he's got 2 coins for Karen, I think he's good.
Okay.
Right? Just do the 2 coins over the eyes. Everything's fine.
But no, we need Olaf in this world.
I might actually put that in. It's like for me, it's like make sure they put coins on my eyes at my funeral.
You gotta pay the ferryman.
Yes.
What kind of What kind of life would that be? What kind of afterlife would that be if you didn't have
If
coins to pay the ferryman?
okay, now it's like, all right. Now that you brought up paying the ferryman, I don't think 2 coins is going to do it for me. It's going to have to be, a couple of stacks of bills on each eyeball.
I guess it
We
depends where in
going to have to pay.
Elysium
We're
you
going
want
to
to
pay the ferryman a lot to let me through.
go. I think it depends on where in Elysium you want to go. If you want to get a good spot, yeah, you might. That's true.
No, it got nothing to do with where it got. For me, it got nothing to do with what spot. Getting a better spot. It's more like getting through the gate.
Getting through the gate. You think Hades is going to be there going, nope, sorry.
I'm not going. You got
Not
50
happening.
cents. You got 50 cents on your head. That ain't getting you through. That ain't even getting you on the boat, dude.
Well, to his defense, right? Cerberus needs dog chow too, so somebody's got to be feeding him.
True.
I posted one of my unit studies for the homeschool site was on Greek mythology. So today I posted the Greek mythology unit study, and I went through it. And one of the things that I realized that we sort of eliminated out of it was the whole tiers of Greek mythology, and how it's amazing how interwoven those pieces are in how we talk about death and the afterlife. And even when we talk about going to heaven, we still incorporate a bunch of Greek mythology in it. It's really actually kind of funny. We love our Greek myths.
Yeah. Now, of course, for me, I figure when that time comes, I'm going to wind up just sitting on the. I'll be winding up. I said I'll just be sitting on the platform there because they'll be going. We don't know where the hell to put him, up or down. We can't. Nobody can decide. Nobody wants it down. Downstairs don't want him. Upstairs don't want him. We're just going to leave him on the platform.
Are you kind of the now? See, okay. Now that movie that I just watched called The Platform. Sort of loosely from a different cultural perspective, kind of runs around the 7 circles of hell. Although there are something like 355 levels on this thing, so it's pretty massive. But the trope that it's, or the motif, I guess, that it's kind of like, that it highlights is this idea of the 7 circles of hell. And each circle of hell kind of has its own quote unquote flavor to it. Mm-hmm. You'll understand why I use that word after, if you watch the movie, you'll get that. I don't want to spoil anything if anybody wants to watch it. But it is funny to me, not funny, haha, but funny, like, wow, there's so much irony involved in how much we incorporate classic and ancient literature into our understanding of what the afterlife really might be, or how we think about it in our heads. Because it's, even if you are completely, know everything in the Bible, you still use language that is sort of crafted from the ancient Greeks, from classic literature. And it's fascinating how tied in we are with that whole idea of, there's so many different levels to heaven and hell. It's crazy. It's actually really cool. I really like it.
Mm. Well, like I said, I'm going to wind up on the platform because they don't know. It's like it's like nobody's going to mark their name next to, yeah, we sent him to this level of hell, or we sent him to this level of heaven. Nobody going to sign off on that one. They're going to leave me sitting on the platform.
So you're just going to go up and down between the levels?
Oh no, I'm just going to sit on the platform. They're not even going to move me. Because they'll be like, nope, I'm not taking responsibility for sending him.
Yeah, you think downstairs, the afterlife has like a bureaucracy attached to it?
Yep.
Yeah.
When it comes to me, yeah. They'd be
I
like,
feel bad for whoever those bureaucrats are.
We don't want him up here. They don't want him down there. What are we going to do? Stick him in the middle.
Where do you think you're going to end up, Kente?
Heaven.
Yeah.
I already know it.
Oh, you got the inside word?
Yeah, I already had a talk with with Peter. He
Oh
was,
yeah,
yeah, he was like, "Oh, you're good, man."
your name is in the book.
Yep, Book of Life.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
My name,
impressive.
my name's in the book too, but it's like send him back,
This
send him back.
he was like, "Oh yeah, of course you're getting in. Come on now."
I'm always joking with people, right? That when I die, please don't. You could say I'm really sorry that she's gone and all that stuff, but please don't mourn me too much, okay? Because I plan on spending whatever the afterlife is in whatever the quietest library that exists in whatever celestial sphere we end up in. And I don't you won't be able to lure me out of there. I'm just going to end up reading stuff for millennia after millennia. So I'll be fine. I'll
That
be very
sounds
happy.
a whole lot of fun.
Yep.
I'd be happy to be in a spot where there is just a bunch of puppies.
Oh, puppy heaven. I don't know if I want to go to puppy heaven.
Well, all dogs do go to heaven, right?
According to the show, they definitely do.
It's like so. I just want to be in puppy heaven.
I don't know if I want to be in puppy heaven. Do you have to go for walks in puppy heaven? I mean, do you have to walk your dogs in puppy heaven?
Well, see, I would be. It's like, but in puppy heaven, I would be able to.
If all dogs go to heaven, do all cats go to hell?
Absolutely not. Because we all know that cats are actually aliens anyway, so they're not going to heaven or hell. They're probably going to get absorbed by the universe.
I'm not a big cat fan.
Oh God!
I am a dog person, and I have a cat.
I don't trust cats.
I have 2 cats. That's exactly why I love cats, because you can't trust them.
Well, dog. It's like okay, just like the saying is, it's like it is what it is. It's like dogs have owners, cats have servants.
Yep, I believe that. I love. We've always had animals. I mean, my house is. we've got a turtle. We got a red-eared slider who's big.
Wait, is it like the from Mr. Mercedes?
The turtle?
Yeah.
No, that's a I think. My red-eared slider is like it. Imagine if you put your palms together, and my turtle would fit in both palms. Like you have to actually have both palms out. My turtle would fit there, I think. She's big for a red-eared slider. She's big. And we had until recently we had a dwarf bunny, which was around for oh my god almost a decade, and we've had mice, we've had guinea pigs, we've had like
Mice.
yeah. Oh, my kids were so into mice for a while. Ugh, God, I hated that. But
it
the
wouldn't have
things
happened.
you do for your kids, right?
It wouldn't have happened. I hate mice.
We've always had cats. We never really had birds. Birds were never our thing. Oh, we have them occasionally, but they don't do so well in our house. Probably because we have cats. But my kids absolutely love animals. However, I am not a dog person.
What?
And because I'm not. It's not that I don't love dogs. I do love dogs. I am the one who ends up taking all responsibility for all animals that come into the house. And so I sort of put my foot down with the dog and said no, because I don't trust that you guys will take care of the dog. It never happens. It's just not a thing. So my mom has dogs, and we by proxy are basically like attached to them. But it's funny because the people, the way that people divide themselves up into you're a dog person, you're a cat person, you're a whatever person. It's really funny because I feel like that's like you can't tell whether a person's a dog person or a cat person. You just can't tell.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, how? Well, other than the cat hair that ends up all over me.
There you go.
Yeah, there's that.
All you gotta do is look at their clothes. They either got cat hair or dog hair on them, so you know.
That's funny. That is funny.
Let's say at one time.
And if you have salmonella, then it must be you're a turtle person.
It's like when I was married, we had 6 cats, 3 dogs, and a cockatiel in the house.
Oh wow.
I almost had to apply for a kennel license. Actually, I was like more like I should have probably technically I should have had a kennel license because I had so many animals. But like I said, six cats, 3 dogs, and a cockatiel.
A humane society. Kinte, just totally off topic here, but since games, do you have a Steam account?
I had one before. Why? What is there something I should be looking at on?
He used Jen. He used to have a Steam account, but it got too hot to handle, so he got rid of it.
Oh, is that what happened? I was just curious because that's actually one of the biggest things that people have been talking about recently, about how they've rekindled their love for their Steam account because they can go in and grab games, and there's my kid hadn't played Witcher, and then with all of the stuff on Netflix and all that, they decided to pick it up, and that was a crazy learning experience. But I didn't know this, but people actually have YouTube accounts, and they log into their Steam accounts, and they play games and show it up on the screen, and basically just walk you through the game as they're playing it.
Right.
And it is vastly entertaining. Vastly entertaining. I had no idea.
Oh yeah.
It just reminded me because we were watching you play that game. I was thinking.
I was just being silly with that game.
One of the first games I ever played, which was ridiculous. I mean, like old ancient stuff, was Pitfall. Do you remember?
Oh Pitfall? Yeah.
I played that for a while, and I sucked at it so bad that I think that's the reason I didn't end up as a real gamer, because I just sucked at Pitfall so bad. Stupid Atari.
I thought you were a real gamer.
I mean, I have a bunch of PC games that I play, but yeah, I don't think it counts.
So it's like what politically correct games do you play?
Politically correct?
You said PC games, so it was like
God.
Dude. Dun, dun, dun.
That was bad. That was bad. I played all the Assassin's Creeds, I think.
That's not politically correct. Yeah.
Assassin's Creed? Man, Assassin's Creed was so fun. I loved that.
No, it is a great game.
I really had a good time. So is the one that everybody hates, Prince of Persia. I really like that one too.
Same people.
I had an awesome time with that game. Trying to think of what was the other one. I know I want to, but I played The Last of Us just because the kids had it.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched people play Mass Effect, but I didn't actually play Mass Effect.
Do you ever like you do any online gaming? Like first person shooters?
No, I don't do that. But I belong to a bunch of RPG groups. But RPG groups are storytelling on the fly, right? They're not organized. They're like, I hate saying it this way, but they're different versions of D&D campaigns.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, well, I mean, it instantly flags you as like some kind of super geek if you say D&D. Oh my God, you play D&D? That's awful. Yeah,
like I used to play this one game. It's called Combat Arms. It was a first-person shooter, which was an online game. Bunch of my Second Life group. It's like my Second Life group. We would go into. We'd leave Second Life, go into Combat Arms, and play in there for a while. And it's like that was pretty much a regular thing for a long time. And I probably still have an account there if the game is even still going. I don't know.
I haven't played in 5 or 6 years, I guess, 4 or 5 years.
I like the games where you get to explore the worlds. I mean, like, Skyrim was really fun, but other games are actually kind of cool too. I mean, my kids were completely into Animal Crossing for a while, and as goofy as it is, that was actually really fun. We had a good time with those.
I played WoW for a little while, or off and on every once in a while. But
yeah, see, I never got into WoW.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm surprised.
I know a lot about it just because it's one of those geeky things that you just know about. But I don't know. I never actually played it because I don't know. I think because I always felt intimidated by, first of all, the number of people who really don't like women on those platforms. It's just really disgusting. But it takes its toll after a while, and you just sort of stop being interested in that. So yeah, there was that.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, in other words, I guess with WoW, yeah, it was a pretty interactive game and immersive and all that. But I'm sorry, when you had to do all these quests to get anywhere, and I mean, it was like, okay, you had to go find something, or you had to go fight these things or whatever, and it took you forever to get from one spot to another spot.
Right.
I'm like going, okay, I'm sitting there for 20. I said, I've been running across these damn fields for like 15 minutes. I'm only halfway there. What? It just.
But that's why games
like too much quests. There was too much in the way of quests that you had to fulfill.
Oh, you're talking like about Skyrim and stuff like that.
I don't know if I
like that kind of stuff. Well, because I mean, Skyrim had a lot of world exploration, but it was. But I mean, I still thought that Skyrim was entertaining at the very least.
Hey, let me show you this. I don't know if I've shown you this video before. Just check it out, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to use Vincent Vega's sticker shock at the $5 shake as an excuse to make the world's most expensive milkshake. Right now, that's served at Serendipity 3 here in New York City, so I'm going to model it after that. First, we are combining 1.5 cups each of the best milk and heavy cream we can get our hands on in a large saucepan. To that, we are going to add 6 tablespoons of sugar, and to ensure a creamier ice cream, 1/3 cup of corn syrup. Then it's onto the vanilla. The shake utilizes 2 different kinds of vanilla, the first of which are Tahitian vanilla beans, some of which I have special ordered. I'm going to split them down the side using a paring knife, and then use the back of the knife or a small spoon to scrape out the beans, both of which I'm going to deposit in our milk, cream, and sugar mixture. Then lastly, we're just going to add a little pinch of kosher salt and bring this affair over to the stove top, where we're going to start heating it over medium-low flame until it reaches 175 degrees Fahrenheit. Just enough time to prep our eggs. I have half a dozen local cage-free heirloom whatever eggs here, whose yolks I'm going to separate from the whites and place into a medium bowl. And then we're going to have to do some one-handed whisking here in a minute, so place a moist paper towel underneath and add 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. Whisk until combined, and by now our creamy, milky, sugary mixture should be at 175. So go ahead and remove this from the heat, and then we're going to use it to temper the eggs. Whisking constantly, we're going to slowly ladle in a full ladle's worth of the hot mixture, tempering the eggs and preventing them from scrambling when we dump them back into the saucepan, and cook them over medium-low heat, whisking constantly until they thicken and reach 185 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, you've tempered your eggs, yes, but that does not mean that they're scramble-proof. So whatever you do, just make sure that you don't try to rush this over too high a flame. Otherwise, this is going to happen. You're going to start noticing little dots in your once beautiful custard, and when you drain it out, this is what's going to greet you in the bottom of the pan. So take your time, make sure that flame is nice and low, whisk constantly, and keep an eye on the custard's temperature. When it's done, go ahead and remove it from the stovetop and pour it immediately into a heat-proof bowl. If you did your job right, all that should be waiting for you in the bottom of the pot is nothing. Then we're just going to go ahead and let this sit at room temperature for 15-20 minutes until it stops steaming. Then we're going to cover with plastic wrap, pressing the plastic wrap directly down onto the surface of the custard so it does not form a skin. Once that's thoroughly wrapped up, it's time to chill it out in the fridge for at least 4 hours and up to 24. Just enough time to, I don't know, go and do something else with your life. Then once the Custard is completely chilled, it's time to churn using the churning method of your choice. First, make sure to dig out any pieces of the spent vanilla pod, and then deposit the custard into your device. This fully automatic machine should do the job in about 25 minutes, but our end goal is to get the custard down to 21 degrees Fahrenheit. This could take anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes depending on your machine. Just begin taking its temperature when it starts to resemble soft serve. Mine has just hit 21 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's time to dump it into a pre-frozen metal container like this loaf pan. Pour it in, make sure that it's spread out nice and evenly, cover with plastic wrap, and then it's time to let it chill out once again, this time in the freezer for at least 4 hours. Then it's milkshake assembly time. I've got about 12 ounces of high-quality, high butterfat milk, to which I'm going to add maybe 3 ounces of Devonshire clotted cream. This is kind of hard to get hold of in the US, so we will cover how to make it in a future episode.
Love that
Our second
stuff.
edition of vanilla, this time vanilla hailing from Madagascar, whose beans we're going to scrape out and dump into the blender jar. Then, of course, comes the ice cream elements of our milkshake. I've pre-measured about 18 ounces of our homemade
How
Tahitian
pretty
vanilla
that is.
ice cream, which to Serendipity 3's specifications, we're going to top with edible gold leaf before dumping into the blender. And then to truly make this the world's most expensive milkshake, I have to one-up Serendipity, which I'm going to do the only way I know how, by adding booze. But not just any booze. This is a bottle of Louis XIII, one of the
Oh shit!
cognacs
Damn.
blended from vintages ranging from 40 to 100 years old. And today I'm going to put it in a milkshake because, well, actually I'm not sure, because it's probably a terrible idea. But hey, if you want to make the world's most expensive milkshake, you gotta go hard. So I'm going to start by very gingerly pouring in the absolute bare minimum amount into the blender and blending for about 30 seconds until completely smooth and studded with bits of gold. Then we're just going to pour it into our $2 milkshake glass. Serendipity serves theirs in a glass made of Swarovski crystals, but I don't have one of those handy. Topped with some whipped cream from the same cows that we made the ice cream out of. Topped with more edible gold, which, to answer your biggest question, tastes like absolutely nothing. One Luxardo maraschino cherry, and then this, donkey caramel sauce. An Italian caramel made of hazelnuts and donkey milk, which is actually pretty good. It tastes like something halfway between caramel and Nutella. Metal straw, of course, for the best possible milkshake experience. And there you have it, the world's most expensive milkshake. Only one thing left to do, and that's taste it. And I gotta tell you, it's totally not worth the roughly $200 I would expect it to retail for. Cognac is amazing and vanilla shake, but I would go with something
Holy shit!
the vanilla ice cream is really, really good, and the sauce is pretty good, but edible gold is nonsense. That being said, it's still really good, and far too opulent a thing to drink all on my own. So everybody meet Jess. Jess is my girlfriend, and I thought that the moral reprehensibility of this milkshake might be softened with a cute couple sharing it on screen. Aw, what milkshake? Hey folks, I'm very excited.
Oh man, so I can't
Wow.
wait for Jen to make this one.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's totally going up on Movies Make the Meal. I'll Breakfast at Tiffany's or something.
Wow, man, he really. I mean, I love milkshakes, and that is definitely a milkshake for the ages.
I think you and I actually had a discussion at one point about Devonshire cream and how to cook with it. And it's amazing that more people don't. Well, no, it's actually not amazing that more people don't. It's very British, and so it's one of those things that, like, if you had British grandma, or if you had British influence in your how you learned how to cook, you know about it. If you didn't, then you probably don't. But it's amazing to cook with. Just absolutely, it gives everything a super fine finish. Really, like if you make an Alfredo sauce and you put a little bit of the Devonshire cream in it, it gives it this amazing finish. My kid calls it, you can't eat it plain. I mean, people in Britain do, but I think English people. I think Americans would probably think that they were eating something really gross. My kid called it the whitest of white people food ever. So
You know what? I'll get the other ingredients. I'll leave it to Olaf to get the Louis the 13th. Oh man,
that actually sounds really good though.
it
Louis
does.
the 13th. What is that? Like a $2,500 bottle or something like that, or 500 or 25? I don't know. That's
Well,
an
let's see
expensive
what it is.
It's got to be 2,500.
$2,500 bottle.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Louis.
And you noticed it wasn't a full bottle either. He's been drinking on that.
Yeah.
It's like
He probably rented that bottle. He went down to his bar and he was like,
Let's see, what is this? Wow. You see the price?
damn,
Oh, wait, hold on a second, my bad.
that's insane.
Okay.
That's totally
Wow.
insane.
Well, I was going for that's the top shelf version. I was going for like the middle, the 2,500.
The middle is 2,500. That's not even top shelf.
I was going for the 40-year-old, not the 100-year-old.
Yeah, well, it's a good sign if you see me with it.
Yeah, it means Kinte made bank.
Right. Oh wow, they got one that goes for. Wait, look at this price. They're gonna make me
Lose my mind. Oh, sorry.
$130,000.
Oh my god.
There's this video. It's like the most expensive food. Well, hold on a second. Wait, let me see this. This is something about Elon Musk helping or something. Do you know about
I've
that?
had just in the last 48 hours the opportunity to speak to more scientists, more researchers, more engineers, more Nobel laureates, more CEOs of companies large and small than I have quite literally in years. I had the opportunity to have conversation with Tim Cook, who stepped up and he said, in addition to the 2 million masks that the vice president said he would donate to the American people this year and this week, he's going to additionally provide 1 million just for the state of California. Elon Musk working overtime at Tesla to see if he can work with companies large and small, Philips and others, to see if he can start working up components on ventilators. And he announced to me today that he's going to provide 250,000 masks today for healthcare professionals just in the state of California. Also committing to over 1,000 ventilators just in a few days, the state of California, working through his supply chains and partnerships. Companies large and small. I was talking to a small company that does a little bit of manufacturing up in Santa Rosa, said they want to convert their manufacturing facility to help sew masks. Same the seamstress down in Los Angeles, down in the garment district, said they'll do the same thing. Not only that, the largest companies, some of the largest manufacturers that happen to be based in the state of California, like the Gap, saying, we're ready to convert, we're ready to meet this moment, tell us what you need. Hospitals, incredible philanthropy, people that are literally sending planes to China on their own dime and bringing back resources and support from all around the world. It's quite literally not an exaggeration. It's not exaggeration at all. I imagine governors all across this country are experiencing the same thing. It's ennobling, and it makes you feel like we truly can meet this moment. Let me give you a specific. I know a lot of folks in this country are talking about, well, it's time to start imposing ourselves from a federal perspective, along lines we've done in war, a little bit during Katrina, as it relates to Defense Production Act. And I think that's a healthy conversation. Let me say that's already happening here in the state of California. Here's a specific proof point. We reached out to KR, who runs Bloom Energy in the state of California, manufacturer here in the state, well known to Californians, particularly in the green energy space. KR said, what do you need? We're ready to go. And we said, why don't we test this? You produce these remarkable fuel cells that are power fuel cells. You've got all kinds of technical capacity. We have all of these old ventilators that are that we've been storing for years. They have to be repurposed. The manufacturer said the following: to repurpose about 200 of them is going to take a month. We challenge you to do more and do better. And so KR sent me a photo today, not making this up, of 24 specific ventilators that he got done just in a few hours. Wow. And he says, come down, certify these, inspect them. And if these things are certified and we're confident you're going to sign off, give us the rest. We're ready to go to task. We're already repurposing in this country. We're already repurposing in the state of California. Reached out to Elon Musk, said the same, says, look, I'm on this, not just for Tesla, but SpaceX. I know other people have been calling him all across the country. He's not just looking, I don't want to speak out of school, on the ventilator side and the parts side, but he's also looking with his remarkable capacity on 3D printing and other things that he could provide. So you're already seeing this manifest, certainly in the state of California, and I got to imagine that is replicated in other parts of the country. And so I hope folks know that, and those are just two very specific proof points.
Wow,
That's insane.
that is.
Well, that goes back to what you were saying earlier, Jen, about this is a time for us to kind of come together and to do things, and everybody's kind of like instead of being thinking about yourself and yourself only, it's like it's starting to spread out to where, okay, what does America need? Okay,
Right.
we can do that. I saw an ad. There's a outfit company. Can't think of the name of it right now, but they do like ballistic gear and stuff like that for the police and stuff, police and military. They've already, like they talked about, switching gears, and they're going to start doing, they're going to start producing face masks.
Wow.
And so you kind of like what you're saying. This is a time for America to come together and show what we can do.
Innovation, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because like during very famously during World War II, that's what happened, right?
Right.
Everybody came together and worked together, and manufacturers and just people at home, and that's what it's needed. It's a war. It's a world war,
Right.
So it's going to take the brightest and and everybody to help fight this war. It's almost like an alien invasion. Oddly enough, that movie War of the Worlds,
Right.
or it's a TV show. It's very similar, right? It's like the tripods, right? Are back, and remember how they did? What was it? The common cold that killed them? Spoiler alert.
Yeah, it's the common cold that killed them.
Right. So
Well,
it's like this in reverse, right?
Well, Orson Welles, the original, War of the Worlds. That's what it was. A simple cold is what took out the invasion. It was the common cold got them.
Yeah. And in this version, it's the opposite. So
I don't know. This is this is way far out. If you ever read any of John Steinbeck, and I know most people have read Of Mice and Men. I don't know how many people have read Grapes of Wrath and stuff. But if you think about the backdrop that most John Steinbeck books are written, there's this overtone of things are really bleak and very the difficulty is in the financial piece, but it's not in the interpersonal. It's not in interpersonal communications. It's not in how we relate to each other one-on-one. And that, I think, is so important to remember, because we are still the good people that we were before all of this. It's just time to let that show. At least that's how I'm looking at it.
No, you're right.
Well, more and more, like I said, more and more people and more places are starting to do, like say for the truckers and different things, like going, okay, if you're on this highway, stop at this restaurant. We've got plenty of parking for you. Come in and place your order, and you can eat in your truck. At least you can have some place to sit. And
Right.
they're giving away stuff.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna take it.
That's that's exactly what I was gonna say. It's gonna take that. Yeah.
I'm gonna show you guys another video that's totally off subject. Okay. All right. It's short. It was 10 minutes. That's if it will show. Maybe it won't show. Of course. It's like
will it
you.
The very rich are privy to an array of incredible experiences most of us will never come within shouting distance of, which is why we tend to regard them with a strange kind of jealous fascination. We'd all like to know, even if just for a day, what it's like to spend money like water, fly on tricked-out private jets, wake up in a multi-million-dollar home, and hang out with celebrities and supermodels. But if you're a foodie, we're about to give you several more reasons to be jealous, 10 of them to be exact. Assembled from all around the globe, these culinary delights are off limits to all except those with ridiculous amounts of money to spend. They're the 10 most expensive food items in the entire world. And unless you're among the super rich yourself, they'll empty your wallet just as quickly as they'll fill your stomach.
Is gonna love this.
Holy crap.
We start things off with an incredible pizza, one you'll never find on the menu at Domino's. World-renowned chef Domenico Crolla of Glasgow, Scotland, created a pie intended for a St. Valentine's Day meal, which he dubbed the Pizza Royale 007. It's unclear why he chose the James Bond reference. Perhaps he needed the super spy to...
Ah, really? Why is he doing that? I thought it had stopped doing that. It's so expensive. It's like you poor people can't look at this.
$4,200 for a pizza? Whoa.
$4,200. That Jen.
You know,
better be
as much of a foodie as I like to think that I am, no, just no.
Let me pull some of these up. It's probably no.
Only way I'd be having that $4,200 pizza if I was making it and selling it. That'd be the only way.
This is the kind of stuff that even the tourists at Four Seasons don't. Even they would think that this is a little bit decadent.
You gotta take me and Olaf to this place.
Yeah, okay. As soon as I make my first million, I promise.
You know what's funny though about this stuff is most of the stuff is if somebody said you can have it for free, you're like, this doesn't sound appetizing. Like, like wait. Oh man. Okay. How's this going? Apparently you have to be
I actually got to jump off for a couple. The people in my house, children mostly.
The people under the stairs.
Are the people under the stairs. Yeah, you know, that would be a great time to cosplay something like that. I say that along with the gladiatorial fights for the TV privileges for the night, we should totally do that. Let's just pick a favorite movie and cosplay it all night.
I agree. You know,
we'll open up a contest to see which one, and then we'll document it. I'm really liking this. Talk about indie content.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Actually, let me go get something to eat. If you guys, if I don't talk to you again, we'll talk again. But I'm doing 5 straight days of shows, so starting Monday for sure. So, and I'm gonna try to have some interviews lined up too. So,
great.
I'm gonna try to do some of the late night talk show hosts are doing. So, So, all right, you guys. Let me go ahead and get something to eat real quick.
All right.
All righty. See ya.
Bye.
Peace.